tournament where my friend John said he found a body in the bushes over there. I ran over there because I'm a healing monk to try and help, but obviously my magic wasn't strong enough because the dude's body was missing a head. So my friend decided to try and use a necromancer spell, which didn't work, which I knew it wouldn't. And apparently we contaminated the crime scene because that spell uses a lot of glitter.
Your Honor, I object!
And why is that, Mr. Reed?
Because it's devastating to my case!
I gotta tell you, you brighten my day, ma'am. All right?
That's what the last guy said, and then he sued me.
Hey folks, good afternoon. It is time. It is time to find out whether we are getting a not guilty for Karen Reed today. I'm so excited, and I am having faith that we're going to get a not guilty across the board. It is going to be today. And my little bonus stretch goal is that we get it at 227. Because how astounding would that be? That after all the 227s we've gotten in this trial, right? Moni, hey, you're here. So, guys, Moni has an amazing true crime Discord. Let me look up the name of it. Or if Moni, you could maybe just go ahead and tell the chat what it is, like the name of it, so that people can find it, or you're more than welcome to post a link. But it is so organized. It's got all kinds of cases. It does include Karen as well. Amber, good afternoon. I'm so excited for Karen to get her not guilty verdict. We are gonna find out together, y'all. SB is here as well. Welcome in, and thank you, Christina, for moderating. And she also will be hanging out in the studio at some point today as well. So one thing I was thinking that we could do while we're waiting is read some more of the Howie Carr roasts. So give me 1 second here while I take a peekaroo and log into the Boston Herald. And we won't have the fan on this entire time. Hakuna Matata. And I have news for everyone. We have a new banner, a new emoji for members. So guys, please be filling the chat with pink hearts and with the new Free Karen Reed emoji. Here we go. I've got Howie coming up. Let's read what Howie had to say about the closing arguments, because I am interested in hearing about that. Calypso, hello. Good to see you. And I'm going to keep the fan going, guys, so we won't miss a thing. Oh. Okay, we're going to remove this from the stage. I love it. I love it. It's a great way to be operating within the bounds of the buffer zone. Carrie, hello. Oh, hang on. It wants me to, let's see. It wants me to log in to the Herald. There's so many ads as you're trying to find everything. Here we go. All right. So present, stop screen, share new screen. Howie Carr. This one is entitled, here we go. This one is entitled, Karen Reed Jury Has an Easy Out, Reasonable Doubt. Amen, Howie. The second Karen Reed murder trial has basically come down to an IQ test. She didn't kill her boyfriend, BPD officer John O'Keefe. She didn't hit him with her SUV, period. So if Karen didn't strike him, obviously she couldn't have done it deliberately, right? It wasn't an accident, and it wasn't on purpose either. Number of males and females on the jury. There are 7 females and 5 males, SB. Yes, Calypso, that is correct. 7 female, 5 male. And then, am I the only one who was a little weirded out that they removed all but one of the black jurors? I'm not sure how I feel about that. But yes, there is girl power on the jury. Holla fucking Luya. Am I right? Because I can't name a whole lot of women who would listen to even one of the atrocious Proctor texts and be able to convict Karen. I don't see it. I don't know the juror number, Moni. I wish I did. I was hard at work when all that was happening. Oh, for sure. I mean, Hank comes off as an ageist, chauvinist. I don't even know what all to call him. But the things that he was asking Dr. La Posada and Dr. Russell, I don't see any of that landing well with the jury. 100%. 100% gaslighter. All right, so the second Karen Reed murder trial has basically come down to an IQ test. She didn't kill her boyfriend, Boston Police Department officer John O'Keefe. She didn't hit him with her SUV, period. As AJ would say, full stop. So if Karen Reed didn't strike him, obviously she couldn't have done it deliberately. If there was no car accident, it was neither murder nor manslaughter. Not by Karen Reed anyway. Not guilty. The only way you can believe that Karen Reed actually killed him is if you are either very stupid, very corrupt, or you haven't been paying attention. Of course, defense attorney Alan Jackson won't say that to the jury in his closing, but he doesn't need to. There are only 2 words the jury needs to consider. Reasonable doubt. That's not to say that the pot-bellied courthouse stooges of Norfolk County can't rig the case. They did it last year, after all. Just to cite one example, remember those verdict slips that had no box for the jurors to check off not guilty? And we have some that look pretty similar today. But good point, Howie. Rest assured that the hacks have been keeping close tabs on which jurors' facial expressions indicate that they aren't buying the persecution's kangaroo court bait and switches. Well, who the hell would? And yes, they do pay attention to the expressions of the jurors. Oh, 100% tulips. The whole Commonwealth case was reasonable doubt. Those jurors will be dismissed first thing in the morning. They're all going to be alternates. Count on it. Just the luck of the draw, the bouncing balls, and thanks for your service, suckers. Karen Reed's lawyers could complain, but they know better. We're not in America. We're in Norfolk County. Amen, Howie. Still, though, I think that this time, DA Meatball Morrissey's necktie party is not going to pan out for him. Despite the claims of the preposterous Baghdad Bobs on TV, at least one of whom is pocketing a hacked state pension of $156,281 a year, the persecution produced no real evidence. I love that there is a Baghdad Bob reference in here, because if you guys have been watching any of the Mighty Mark Betterow guesting on some of the other YouTube pages around here, he refers to a certain gentleman named John DePetro. And for me to refer to him as a gentleman is me being extremely gracious. He refers to John DePetro as Baghdad Bob, and it makes me so happy. By the way, if you like this image, it is an emoji for our members in the Chizzy chat. Christina, free Karen Reed. I'm on my way home from a prenatal appointment for my daughter. Traffic is horrendous, so see y'all soon. You drive safe, Chica. Don't worry. We knew what you meant, babe. Don't worry. Other than those 46 pieces of broken taillight, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So what if the cop who found, quote unquote, most of them, was busted for soliciting gifts from some of his fellow local townies? This is not to say that you can't frame somebody for murder in Massachusetts. It's been done before in Chelsea by the FBI. 4 innocent guys railroaded, 2 of whom were sent to death row. 2 died in prison after 30 years. One of them wasn't even in the state when the murder happened. Oh my God. I'm going to have to look that up. Does anyone in the chat know what Howie is talking about with that case? Because that is heartbreaking. And, you know, don't forget about Sean Ellis either. Oh, awesome. Christina found the emoji. There was even a more in Norfolk County. The cops did it as a favor for Whitey Bulger, the serial killer who was represented at his own trial by Hank Brennan, the petulant fraud now trying to railroad Karen Reed. But now it seems even Hank Brennan, as rotten a human being as he is, knows that he's lost this one. You can see it Wednesday with the last defense witness, Dr. Andrew Rentschler. I'm going to go ahead, and even though it's not entirely appropriate, Dr. Rentschler was a total superhero. So I'm going to play the new super chat video for Dr. Rentschler. Dr. Rentschler tied this entire case together for the rest of us, for the jury. He is the one who connects all the opinions of Dr. Marie Russell, Dr. Elizabeth LaPosada, Dr. Shorty Bello, and the opinions of Dr. Wolf, Dr. Daniel Wolf specifically. He tied it all together. He is the one who is able to say, this motion, this momentum, this amount of force, if it is enough to obliterate a taillight, then it is enough to bruise, fracture, break, and shatter the bones in the arm, forearm, wrist, and hand. You cannot magically have so much force to a taillight that it busts like that. That kind of acrylic is made to be pretty darn tough. And then at the same time, miraculously, have it not even be enough force to bruise the arm of Officer John O'Keefe. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that way. Calypso can hear now. Oh, were you not able to hear earlier? I'm sorry, my love. Okay. Rentschler is a real scientist, originally hired by the FBI and offered as a witness to the prosecution, but they didn't want him. They preferred to frame Karen Reed. They needed a patsy to protect their pals. So DA Meatball Morrissey went out and hired his own expert, quote unquote, a guy who spent 17 years trying to get his bachelor's degree and lying about already having it. Cost the taxpayers $400,000 on top of Brennan's $250,000. Brennan had nothing to shake Dr. Rentschler's testimony, so he started asking him about an earlier visit he'd made to Massachusetts and what he had for lunch. Quote, I had a ham sandwich. Brennan let that stunning fact sink in for a moment or two before zeroing in. This was his Perry Mason moment. When you sat at the table and ate, did you just eat your ham sandwich or did more go on? Did more go on? You know, like a soft drink or a coffee? Or maybe some potato chips? Regular or barbecue? Did you order the ham on white, whole wheat, or rye? How long, Brennan continued, were you at the table eating your ham sandwich? How long does it take for you to eat a ham sandwich? The FBI witness replied, 10 minutes? Brennan was having none of it. And after you finished your pregnant pause, ham sandwich, as you told us, and you stood in the corner, then you got a ride to the airport. Well, there it is. Book it. A few minutes later, Brennan announced that he'd changed his plans and wouldn't be calling any rebuttal witnesses. It was like Roberto Duran moaning, no mas. He was throwing in the towel. And guys, this is so true. Brennan had more advantages than any prosecution I have ever fucking seen. This was someone who got to present a case in chief, got pretty much every objection sustained, was allowed to keep out evidence, which what prosecutor does that? He was and furthermore, he was sobbing and crying and whining for mommy to let him have a second bite at the apple by presenting a rebuttal case. And that is not typical for a prosecutor to be allowed to do. So why did he decide to get rid of that extra credit opportunity with the jury? Because he knew it wouldn't earn him any extra credit. If you've ever been in a class and there's an extra credit opportunity and you just know that you're going to bomb it so badly that it's not even worth the time for you because it's not going to actually earn you any extra credit, you don't fucking do it. And that's exactly what Hank Brennan did. Just saying. Oh, guys, we have pinned at the top of the chat, just so you're aware, the link to the Karen Reed Defense Fund. So please, if you feel so led, go ahead and click on that. Help her pay for another ham sandwich for Dr. Rentschler. There's also a link to my link tree in there if you'd like to find me on my other socials. And please don't forget to like this video and perhaps share it with a friend. SB says he would have been busted about the arm x-rays, so he couldn't. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because who was he going to bring back? Maureen Hartnett, who had the x-rays. And oh, by the way, she was going to get crossed again about that hoodie. So that would have been something. And then he was also going to bring back, if you remember, he was going to bring back Dr. Welcher. And boy, would that have been embarrassing. Oh, we got 2 people who just popped in at the exact same time. So let me go ahead and bring them up here. Carrie, so glad to have you back. I know you only have a few minutes. And
yes, thank you so much. I'm dying.
And from the Dedham Courthouse, we've got Jason here.
Fighting with people in traffic and everything else. How's it going?
Live on the scene, reporting.
Live on the scene. Jason Broyles, not Haley.
I'm trying to stand in the spot where I have service. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, good. Okay, great. How's it going?
It is.
Can't even imagine the scene here.
We've seen a lot.
You can't even imagine the scene here. There's probably there's probably 1,000 people here. I got the sun in my eyes a little bit, so I'm trying to move around. But this is. I'm going to switch my camera around just to give you kind of a view as I walk through the crowd.
That's amazing.
And we have,
it's like a sea of.
Oh my gosh.
We have
a sea of pink.
It is. It's a sea of pink. There's people as far as the eye can see. If I pan over here, you can see in front of the Registry of Deeds building here in Dedham, it's just a wall of people in every direction that you look in. It really is an amazing turnout today here. As I get down to this crazy corner, it's a little bit packed here, but there are people all the way up and down High Street, all the way in front of the district court building, down in front of the post office, and in front of the Registry of Deeds. There's people with lawn chairs, and I just can't describe.
Are the troopers
here,
or have they calmed down some?
They have calmed down. It's actually interesting because one of the things that we see is that people are they're very respectful, but the troopers are kind of utilizing their connections to some of the pre-care and read folks who've been here every day in the buffer zone to communicate with the crowd and communicate with people to make sure that the message is getting passed for everyone to be quiet and be well behaved. But this is such a great crowd. I don't even think they needed the warning. But the irony of them asking people like Tina and April Walsh for help, when if you go back 2 weeks, those were the people that they were targeting when there was only 15 people or 20 people standing out here. And now suddenly the troopers have been very accommodating. You can see it's pink as far as the eye can see. It's just legions of people. And right now the jury is just getting back from lunch. So there's, a lot of people have gone for lunch, but it's still, the crowds are outstanding. One of the things that we haven't seen is we haven't seen the trolls drive by here and try to post a picture to say how embarrassing it is, because this is
no blue. No
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I don't see a single blue shirt there.
That is so awesome. I had half a mind to get on an airplane this morning. My birthday is tomorrow. It's a big birthday because I'm old. And I thought I really want a verdict today, but then I thought, wouldn't it be so great? Like, I've been ignoring my birthday, but like, wow, that would be awesome. But I want it today because I've been on pins and needles all weekend.
I know. I think a 2:27 time of reading the verdict would be.
It's 2:27 right now.
I know it is.
Sorry,
I know it is.
Did they go to lunch from 1:30 to 2:30?
We lost him.
Oh no. Oh, that was so cool. I want more video. I want live.
Yeah,
It makes me feel like I'm there.
He'll pop back in if he has to. He probably, I mean, when there's
Yeah.
that big of a crowd, the service starts to kind of go a little janky. Oh,
Yeah,
there he
that's
is.
so cool.
He's coming.
Thank you for having me because I'm like sitting here like, what do I do with myself? So at least we can chat
Absolutely.
about it.
Yeah, I hope it's today, but if it ends up being for your birthday tomorrow, then that would be equally fabulous.
Also, Britt, I have this. A client sent this to me, and I thought,
Oh,
in case I need to use it, I will not hesitate. If it gets down to it, I will make this hang.
oh,
I've got little skull pins.
or
I'll
Morrissey.
take care of it
Yeah.
for us, okay?
Oh my God. It's like some Santeria voodoo shit.
I know. I'm scared of it, but I will use it to free a Karen.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. Oh man, I don't know what's going on with Jason. Yeah, he's back out again. Oh well.
So when
We'll
you
do-
were there, it was all buffer zone. You had to stay away, right? Like it was.
Yes, and it was frigid. There weren't as many people, of course, because we were nowhere near a verdict. The prosecution was still presenting its case in chief at the time. And I was there when they brought up the weatherman, Lieutenant Gallagher, and I forget who else. Oh, Jason's trying again. Jason?
Yay.
Hey, there you are.
Yeah, can you hear
There
me?
he is.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Sorry, I'm service here. I'm competing with 1,000 people for cell service.
To be expected. No problem.
Okay, great. I'm gonna find a spot where you can hear.
Sure.
Don't get anywhere near John DePetro if he's filming. He'll call the FCC
If
on
I
you.
get close to one of these,
Troopa.
Listen, Turtle.
Troopa. Oh my God. Oh man. The audio is starting to get pretty bad, Jason, and you're frozen. But I'm so glad that you're there showing there he goes again.
It's startling.
It's great that there's such an amazing turnout there today. But yeah, when I was there, it was really cold. You want to see if third time's the charm with Jason? There he is.
I'm gonna share.
all right, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I got close
so
to
much
I got close to a court building where I have Wi-Fi. So
Oh, good.
it really is. It's quite a sight to behold down here. Turtle Boy's here, and Meredith, and Jen Altman, and kind of all of the everyone you'd expect to see down here is down here. It really is kind of an amazing atmosphere, and it's just a bunch of nice people. Like it really is. I can't stress enough to the quality of the people that are coming out here to support Karen and exercise their rights to speak up on the matter. They're really sending a message to Norfolk County today. The question is we're not sure they're going to hear it, but if they don't, they're deaf because
yeah, do it in ASL.
it is. It really, the crowd is not loud either. Like there's no one would be able to make a case that this is an unruly crowd or that they're loud. They're not cheering. When the attorneys and Karen came out this morning, you saw the sea of ASL going on.
Yeah.
Everybody was there. It really, it's just quite the experience. I don't know how to describe it.
Oh, well, we wish we could be there with you. Say hello to everybody for us. We're supporting from afar from the South.
That's right. The southern
Okay, well,
contingent of FKR.
I definitely will, and I keep meeting people from Florida, and I keep asking them, what part of Florida are you from? Because I want to tell them my friend.
Do you know Brit happens?
Oh, he's
But
frozen
Kelly
again.
is great. For hanging on with. Now,
Uh-oh, we're losing you again, Jason.
how about now? Can you hear me?
Yep, now I can.
All right. Well, thanks. I'm going to message you. Oh, you can hear me? Okay, great. I'm going to head back into the crowd anyway. It's really a great.
Sure thing. Well, thanks for popping by, Jason. You have a wonderful day. Free Karen. Not guilty today. All right, I'm going to pull him down.
Will we get like, did they notify, how did they notify that they were taking a lunch? Like I saw a report somewhere that they were on lunch. Like, did that, like, how do we know when the clock starts back up? Like, do they just go back in is it like a standard 1:30 to 2:30? They're not deliberating? Like, I want to know how it works. I want like a clock.
Yeah, I'm unsure of that detail, how it would
Yeah,
work.
me too.
I'm sure there is like security who monitors that.
Yeah.
And usually, yeah, the lunch break occurs between 1 and 2 or like 1:30 to 2:30. I've never seen a 12 to 1 lunch break that I can remember or name. So
Such a weird schedule there with like such a late lunch and then having like Bev can't work past 4 or whatever. It's very bizarre. Very bizarre.
Mhm. I really think though that we're gonna have a much shorter deliberation this time than we did the last time because the case just seems so much more clear cut to me,
Like,
at least.
yeah, like I mean, this case is so divisive generally, but I think like if they're actually like going through the evidence and someone is stuck on like if they're actually looking at it and really what is like Hank's evidence, like there's taillight on the lawn, right? Like, and if somebody is like hung up and can't get past, but there's taillight on the lawn, isn't the next logical step to be like, but how did those injuries, how about the body? How about like the fact that none of the injuries, and that's reasonable doubt. I just hope that somebody can get past, like if they're hung up on beyond the taillight, it could be anything that they're held up on, like, oh, she said I did it, there's taillight on the lawn, just whatever issue they might, the text stream data, this, that, like whatever they're hung up on, if they just would take the next step to, but the injuries don't match. Every doctor said that this could not have happened, like that, you know, and I can imagine there being like an argument like that, like, you know, no matter what you're hung up on, if you just go to the next step, but the injuries don't make sense. There was no witness to dispute that the scratches on the arm were dog bites. Like just taking it the next step is it is reasonable doubt. And in our minds, we're like, it shouldn't take that long, right? Like,
Sure.
Like, there's a verdict clip that makes no sense. Like, I'm in a law firm right now. I cannot make sense of that form.
Well, let me tell you what won me over with the taillight, because I feel like this is important. I'm going to pull up the fan.
Oh, I'm won over on the taillight. Like, I totally know how the taillight got there, but I'm just saying, like a juror.
Exactly. So when I first heard of the case, the trial was actively going, and we're going to do it this way. Yeah. The trial was still actively going on. They were bringing forth, like, Alberts, McCabe's, and all that. And of course, I looked at the injuries and I was like, this makes absolutely no sense. And then I started to I was looking for the proof. I was like, well, what does the state have on her? What do they have against Karen to make it to where this is even at trial right now? Because there's no way they just framed her.
Right.
Or so I thought. So what I saw from there was that A, the crime scene was never secured. B, MSP Proctor dishonorably discharged Mike Proctor.
All right, that's it. Dishonor. Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
Proctor lied in his report about what time he seized the vehicle. And that was it for me. Because at first I thought, well, if Proctor really did take that car at, what did he say, like 5:15, 5:30, then there's no way that the taillight could have organically ended up there.
Right. I think it was like 5:16 when it was really supposed to be 4:30. Like how Jackson, like none of those numbers are next to each other on the keyboard. Finger didn't slip.
Yeah, how is that a typo? But when I found that out, that was it for me. That Proctor lied, and it was a lie. It was not a Scrivener's error.
Right.
People. It was a lie. That when I saw that, I knew that this was wrong.
Yeah.
This was 1,000%. I mean, even if she did it at this point, she shouldn't be at trial. She should walk.
Right.
And
because the police, I feel like, everyone wants to be mad at the police. They failed. They did not, if you think that she did it, they didn't do a normal job, let alone a good enough job to bring this case. There are so many bad things that you can't trust it. And
exactly.
It always bothers me the most that this is a cop, a dead cop, and everyone deserves a, good investigation.
Right.
But I think we can all agree that maybe you go above and beyond.
Right. Right. If you've ever heard the phrase "make it stick,"
yeah,
amongst law enforcement, what they're saying is you need to make sure all your evidence gathering, collection, investigating, every warrant, everything is airtight so that it holds up in court.
You want to get her, you want to nail her. If you think she did it, you want to nail her. So like turn over every rock, do everything by the book, but they lost already at 9 a.m. on that day when everybody just decided, Canton just said, well, it's not our problem anymore. So we'll leave. Nothing's going to happen to the yard. Just left it unattended for 8 hours. We were talking about the taillight, like, I texted, I tweeted, I X'd over the weekend, I'm thinking about, I loved Alan Jackson's closing. I wish, for me, it's almost like showing that Sallyport video of the Proctor lurking behind the taillight, and then the apparition. I feel like you're almost seeing how the taillight got on the lawn.
Yes, exactly.
He's there at 5:35. He's lurking mysteriously, doing God knows what behind that taillight. You've got an apparition in and out by the doors, and then you've got 3 mystery men that show up at 5:45, and voila, a couple little sprinkles are found. It goes right in line. They made a really big point on the bumper glass this year, and like that visual that they did with that chart, like that's almost seeing that Proctor was fucking around planting bumper sprinkles of glass that came out of nowhere. And that video just feels like it's like you can almost see it happening. I hate that she limited. I feel like they should have had some more time because there's so much in this case.
I wish she did too, but I wish she had gotten, maybe a different judge. I mean, imagine how differently this all would have gone, because none of this would have been evidence. Every piece of evidence, from the clothes that weren't checked in until the middle of March, to the taillight pieces, everything that has a chain of custody issue, which is quite literally every piece of evidence against Karen, would have been tossed.
Yeah. I loved, I've always been like one of the first breakdowns on Twitter I did when I first started tweeting about this case was the embedded taillight. Like my very first post ever was the breakdown of I hit him. And then the next thing I looked, it was embedded. I've got charts and graphs because it's always been like, I don't like this is one of their major arguments. And to me, it's like, first of all, no one's Lally is the one that started the word embedded.
Yes.
And always in my mind, it's like easy to see how it got embedded, and it may not even have been Proctor. It could have just been they're walking around, they're stepping on it in an ambulance. It's all on the hospital floor. But then you got with Proctor, you've got the pieces of the search taillight that were, he got the shirts on January 29th, and those couple little pieces of taillight from the search. They were turned over to him. He went back to the temporary evidence room, laid it out on the floor, laid the taillight. That taillight was broke when Tully pulled it out of the bag. That's that same taillight. Like and they're sloppy as all get out. They don't know which shoe is in what bag. Like you can easily see, did the taillight get in the bag with the shirt? Or, there's just so many possibilities of how taillight got embedded in the shirts. But I love that point that Jackson made, and I hadn't even thought of it after all the thinking I had done in this case, was why didn't he turn it over to Maureen Hartnett on February 1st? She was there to pitch it.
She was already there. She drove there. She would have made life so much easier.
Yeah, she took a picture of the hair, the mystery hair, it just
the super hair.
That was such a good point. I loved that point.
She was there to
why did he turn it over that bag? Save himself the trip to the crime lab. There you go.
She was there for the solo cups. Make life a little easier and just hand her the clothes while you're at it.
Yes.
Why hold on to it? And so those clothes should never have been allowed. They should have been tossed by the judge. I mean, this probably would have never initially have made it to trial.
I need who the evidence officer is for that unit at the time. The one who, because they like to make a big deal in the first trial. Buchanan and Proctor were like, well, we don't even have access to the permanent evidence room, trying to distance themselves from it, which it didn't get booked into permanent evidence for several days. But it's DeChico. Who's DeChico? The one who was like, hey, you
should have let me talk to
the medical examiner. And
Shorty Bello. Yep.
In another text chain that DeChico is in, they're talking about Karen. It's on the day she was arrested the second time, like June 9th or whatever, for the murder charges. And they're chatting about her because that's the day she made that statement about, remember in the jail or when she's being booked, she makes that statement like my taillight's cracked. And she says something about Brian and Colin.
And John.
And they're mocking her for that statement.
John's faces have been pulverized or something like that, and we're all in on the same joke.
Yes. And so they're mocking her for that statement, and DeChico goes, oh, fuck her, bitch. Like that's the kind of guy who has the evidence, access to the evidence room. Like it's just so dirty all around. Dirty.
Yeah. I mean, how are Morrissey, Beverly, where are their grave concerns? When we had the extreme lab issues going on, it was front page news. If you remember when Annie Ducon and what was the other girl's name? Sonia Fennick or something. Sonia Farrick. I forget her first name right now. I think Fennick or Farrick is her last name. One of them was using evidence drugs. She was supposed to have been testing them. Okay. And she was Sonia Farrick. Thank you, Christina. Sonia Farrick. She was using the evidence drugs and replacing some of them, like putting water or baking soda or baby powder to make it to where everything was the same volume that it originally was. And that was front page freaking news. And then around the same time frame, Annie Dukin, who was another, oh my God, baker. So around the same time frame, Annie Dukin, she wasn't using the drugs, but she was purposely fudging the lab results in order to get convictions.
Really?
Yes. There were emails and texts and all kinds of stuff that they were able to go back through, and that you could see her speaking with like people from the district attorney's office, with them saying, hey, we really need to get this guy. Can this, she basically said, oh, don't worry, I'll make sure this is gonna go the way that we need it to go. We're
When
gonna
was this?
nail this guy. Oh yeah, I mean, you could see motive in her messages, and there was even one district attorney who, I think she had a crush on him. He didn't really seem to.
What's the time frame on this? Like, when did this happen?
Mid 2000s. Hang on, let me Google it real quick. Sonia Barrick. Let's see. It was like 2013, 2014, somewhere in that ballpark. And Annie Dukin was within a couple years. And that was all front page news. The attorney general got involved. Of course they wanted
There's a documentary, How to Fix a Drug Scandal.
Yes, on Netflix.
Okay.
And it shows those two ladies. And then another Netflix documentary that I think you would appreciate if you're interested in cases that have a lot of parallels with Karen's. There's a documentary called Trial 4.
You told me that last time, and I have it written down, and I have not, because we started trial. And
oh, right. So his name is Sean Ellis. He was the one who was wrongfully convicted and served over 20 years in prison for murdering a cop. And this particular cop was part of a group of officers who
is this
were
Norfolk County or just Massachusetts?
No, this is Suffolk County. So Boston, like downtown Boston area. But that I forget the name of the newer defense attorney that he hired, but in order to get that conviction overturned, it was crazy what they had to prove. They were able to show that the investigators were corrupt. They were able to show that
MSP or Boston, was it MSP or Boston PD?
The corrupt ones were Boston police. And I don't know from there whether MSP was involved or not. However, the Supreme Judicial Court knew that there were corrupt investigators, some of whom either were fired or like pressured to resign regarding some of the things they were doing. And they also knew that some of the evidence was possibly planted. They brought in his girlfriend at the time, and asked her to just come in for an interview. The DA actually threatened to take custody of her baby from her.
Mm-hmm.
She, came into her house and said, I have the power to take your child away. You need to come to the office and talk to me. And so she goes in like the next day. Yeah, Rosemary, what was her last name, Christina? So the next day, this girlfriend goes in to the DEA's office, talks to the DA, and they said to her, hey, it is part of our regular operations for everybody who comes in for an interview to have their fingerprints done.
Oh
well, this girl is like 18 years old. She had no idea. So she just goes along with it and lets them fingerprint her. What comes out in the newspapers the next day? Her fingerprints are on the murder weapon. Not the defendant's, but hers, so that they could tie that murder weapon to Sean Ellis.
Wow.
So they could argue he gave his girlfriend the weapon and she stashed it for him or something like that. Oh yeah.
Don't tell me how it ends. I'm going to watch it as soon as this trial is over. But I have to tell you something that just popped up on my Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this, but did you see Turtle Boy this morning doing his video? He called it a bus stop live, but he was at the courthouse.
No.
And John DePietro was there.
Oh, of course.
He was harassing him a bit. He was just saying I think John was on Court TV recording, but Turtle Boy was doing his own video, and you know how he does with him. The freaking New York Post right now has a headline story: controversial blogger Turtle Boy gets into altercation outside courthouse.
Altercation?
Yeah, it was John DePietro. Like, are you kidding me? That's their headline. Like, he was mocking Baghdad Bob. Like, come on. And that's their headline. That's their headline. Like, that's a story. Like, he got into an altercation. He was calling out Baghdad Bob on his bullshit lies.
Well,
yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. And that's a New York Post headline. Like, he got into an altercation. Give me a break.
Jeepers.
What is happening?
So
how long do we know how long he is going to let them go today? What do we know?
I'm guessing until about 4:30, you know. So not sure. Oh, Brandi from the courthouse.
Oh, I love this. I have to go soon, but I really want to see outside the courthouse.
Yeah, hang on as long as you want. This is going to be a come and go thing.
I'm not getting any work done because all I want to do is like check Twitter.
So guys, from the Norfolk District Superior Court, Brandi's here. Hey girl.
Hey, sorry, I was trying to charge my phone. I've been on resistant all morning, but I figured I'd hop on real quick and just show you there's going to be over 1,000 people here. So if you want, I can take a walk real quick and show you the people if you want.
Whatever you want to do, that is amazing.
All right, so this is the end of the buffer zone. This is where we set up the TV. But hi guys.
Hi. Hey. Hello everyone. I'm so happy to see this turnout.
I love this. This makes me so happy.
But wait, you know
what? I want to
be
like,
better? Is this better? Can you see more this way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are.
Right, so
there were people outside.
this is down the end. We got people
Oh my
across
God,
the street.
this is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Stop corruption.
Oh,
let me go back and show you Scott's car because people are so creative. You got to see this.
Oh, I
got
bet.
the ducks.
Is that
they took them. Actually, they left. There was a flower thing here and everything, but yeah, it was nice.
Oh my gosh.
But
love
we got
it.
A few things. Yep,
Did
Scott's
Karen
car.
get to see all that this morning, or like when she went into court? Like,
she's seen it before. She watches everything, but she comes in the other way. This is Dina's car.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we got people over there, the OGs. We got Jack, Neil, Sean. We got Eric from Canton Chronicles and everyone. Yep. And then wait till you see up here. There's Tracy. Hey.
Oh my Tracy, good to see you.
And think of what a gorgeous day. No rain. Like,
beautiful.
TikTok. I'm on Brit Happen.
Boozy.
Yeah.
Hey, Boozy.
Hi, Boozy.
Hi, Brit. Sorry,
Hey,
Brit, did you say something?
Oh, we were just saying hey.
No, that's
to
not Boozy. That was Maria.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
It's kind of blurry. It looked a lot like Boozy.
Yeah, they do look alike. Yeah, they are. Hi, guys. How are you? So this is just a few people hanging out in front of the district court. Kind of all scattered out, but the big crowds are up here. But everyone's baking in the sun, man. It's really hot down here.
Has Bukaki made an appearance today, like he did on Friday, and like walked through the crowd like a badass?
Who, Alessi?
Bukaki.
Oh, Bukaki. I heard he was in the courthouse, but I haven't seen him. No, he was here Friday.
I saw the video where he went through the crowd on Friday.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, he did. He walked through twice. Yeah.
Please tell Maria how sorry I am for mistaking her.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's hard to see.
It's kind of blurry where
Yeah.
you are, like, you know, all the service going amongst 1,000 people. So
yeah, so I'll show you the courthouse steps first, and then we'll go over to the other. But yeah, this is the majority. Can you see across the street right there?
Yes,
Oh
ma'am.
my
Look at
gosh,
that.
that is amazing.
Like a turtle
I
boy.
love this.
Oh, if you can see him, he's down there taking pictures.
Yep, in the yellow shirt.
Yeah. And here's the boys in blue.
Hey, MSP.
They're gonna miss us. They're gonna miss us. Oh, they're moving. I gotta get out of the way. They're moving. Oops, excuse me. I don't know where they're going.
Look at all the doggies.
Oh my God, there's a lot of twin dogs in Dedham. Like, oh, they're so cute. I love them. But look at all these people camped out. We got the meteor up there.
Oh, I'm so happy to see
I know,
it.
it makes my heart so happy. I've been on edge all day, and this makes me feel good.
So all up here, we're almost at the steps to the deeds. But yeah, there's a ton, man. There's Rita giving huggies.
Hi, Rita.
Yeah, and there's Jason in the back.
We just had Jason on here too.
Grant right there.
Oh, wrong Jason.
And then look at this. Look at these stairs.
Oh my God.
Isn't it amazing?
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, we got people on both sides of the road, man. Yes. Hey.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Wow,
guys.
look at all the support.
That is
Yeah, we'll go
wild.
up here and I'll show you the view from up here.
Yes.
The media hides up here. Vinnie Politan's back there and stuff. They got the shade and everything, but look at it from here.
Wow.
Oh my God.
It's crazy, right?
I love it.
It is awesome. That is
look at
awesome.
this hair.
Oh my God, I love your phone back. Oh, thank you. That's amazing.
I love your hair.
What? I'm sorry. Oh,
I love her hair.
Oh, of course I can. I love it, of course. Yes. So TikTokers, Britt, I know you know, a girl with sunglasses is here. You follow her?
Yes.
And
Yes, I do.
Hey. All the TikTokers, yep.
Hello.
I'm on Brit Happens
TikTokers
right now.
Unite.
Yep.
Oh my
There's
goodness.
I bit him, it says. Yeah.
John wasn't fit. Chloe bit. You must have quit.
Yep, exactly. So I don't know. The word is down here. I heard it's going to be tomorrow. I heard it's going to be good news, but it's going to be tomorrow. So I don't know. Take that for what you know.
Brandi, do you know how late they'll go today? Or is there like a cutoff at like 4 or 4:30?
So I don't know, because they said Friday, that they were going to go to 5:30 and then they cut it short. I don't know. I'm sure it was sick, but
I wonder if
Wasn't
they're
it a
cutting
holiday
it short
was
with
like
Bev or the
break
jury.
thing?
But I don't know how long she'll make them go. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean, if we can get it today, I'd prefer today.
I know. But I don't know. We'll see. Keep praying.
Yes.
We got people over there. It's usually just the media over there, but I mean, with the crowds, with the amount of people, they really can't control everyone. And but I mean, all these people, I ended up in tears earlier, because all these people, when Karen and her team comes out, they just put up the ASL sign for I love you, and it's just silence. And all these people being silent is just so powerful.
That's
you know
powerful.
what I mean? It's like it's the loudest silence that you'll ever hear. It's just amazing.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Oh my God. We have to play the song now.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for showing
She's
us.
down here. Yep. Yeah, she's on the corner right down there, I think. Yeah, she's down there. Look at all the people. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And guys, like, this is what gives Karen the energy to continue dealing with this shit. Hey, Ross.
Brett.
Hey, good to see you.
Hey. Yeah. We got Ross is behaving.
Oh, good.
Always, yeah.
He is like the calm to your storm,
Yeah, most days. And, yeah, I'll walk across the street real quick. You can see them over there, but see them all?
That
Oh
is
my word.
wild. That is so
Right to
cool.
that crew over there. But yeah, I mean, you can go all the way down the street, all the way down, and there's just people that camps out everywhere. You got them down the sides, down there.
That's fabulous.
It's awesome. It's amazing. And you know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
this is like how many people are flying in, traveling from all these places because they're just so like you're seeing this injustice happen, and it's like, what do you do? And like that, all of these people came out is overwhelming, and like just what they see going on, and they feel like they have to do something, and this is amazing.
Their presence says so much. Hi, Aiden.
There's Microdots with TV and not Haley Lobrock.
Hey, Jason. Good to see you again.
Listen, Turtle.
Listen,
Yes,
Turtle.
Turtle.
There's a rule.
Oh, he's so sweet. Everyone down here is always so sweet. And Turtle Boy never says no to pitches. You know, he's always so kind.
Yes.
Yeah, there's filming everywhere. Oh, yeah, we were going to go over here and say hi. Sorry. I don't mean to keep, if you need me to do anything or stop, just let me know.
Look at
I'm going to pop off. I had a 3 o'clock meeting and I couldn't stop watching this. I'm a little bit late, but I could not stop watching. But thank you for letting me chat and talk about this. And thank you so much for Brandi showing all this. This has warmed my heart. So,
well, hey,
yeah, for something
so
to
good
happen
to
today.
see you, Carrie. Hop back in anytime. We're going to be watching until they send the jurors home.
Yeah. I have to figure out how to leave Britt.
Here, I got you.
Studio.
Bye, girl. Have a
Bye,
good
y'all.
Amber. Hi, Amber. Yeah,
oh,
so
God, what do I do?
These people, most of these people have been here all day, and some of them haven't moved. So some of them are baking in the sun, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
oh my
this
gosh.
is the other side of the street. We're on Brit Happens now. Say hi to Brit.
Hi,
you guys
everybody.
follow Brit Happens on TikTok or YouTube. This is her station.
Hey,
say
everyone.
Hi, Brit. Hi, Brit. Free Karen Reed. Yes.
Free Karen Reed.
Yeah, it goes all the way down, So
I haven't done thinking Hunger Games with the sign language.
What's up?
Yes. So I wanted to have my kids, if they were bored, I was going to say, do a head count. Tell me how many people are here.
Yeah, you couldn't even begin to try.
No, they couldn't.
Oh, man. This is beautiful. This has transcended state lines, party lines.
No, this is Brit Happens.
Hello.
Yep, we're on Brit now. I was on earlier. I was on TikTok, then I was on Resistant, and now I'm on Brit. Boston Brandi and Resistant to Silence, but right now I'm on Brit Happens. You can't find what? Which one? Are you on YouTube or what are you on? So go to Resistant to Silence.
Okay, that I follow.
And this is Brit Happens. Say hi to Brit.
Hi, everybody. Hi. I'm so glad to see y'all showing support and making your presence known. It says so much.
1 hour. Guilty.
And
I can't go through another night of this, and I'm not even caring.
I know.
Not guilty.
It's so scary.
It is. This could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
To go against the machine of unlimited resources. It's just insane what they've done.
The only way we can fix Brennan and Auntie Bev is a quick non-guilty.
Yes. And get Morrissey out of there. Get him
Nothing
out.
quick about Bev except her attitude.
They were so rude to this team that is wonderful. Yeah. So rude.
Yep. I know.
It is.
It's awful. Hi, how are you doing? Yep. And there's the photographer there, Brian Hale.
Hey,
Brian. Brit Happens. Hey.
Hey.
Guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Now we're on Brit Happens. We're on another station. I feel like I'm just a community, yeah. Third channel today. Yes.
Hey, everybody.
But I mean, I'll help out whoever. I don't care. You know what I mean? This is.
Well, it's about
This is
getting
big.
the word out, you know.
Yeah, I mean, whoever can, however you want to view it and help out. It's just, it's amazing. I mean, it's history. And I was just saying earlier, you know what I mean? Like, if we can't get this done peacefully the way we are right now, then that's seriously scary.
Yes.
Because I mean, all we're doing down here is we're being peaceful, we're being silent, we're hugging,
Yeah,
you know what I
just
mean?
being
We're not
present.
rioting. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I mean, I don't know.
It's frightening.
It is.
Completely frightening.
It is frightening, and it's just the beginning. They've prolonged John O'Keefe's justice for 3.5 years. Like you know what I mean? Like this, it's getting ridiculous. It's been ridiculous.
I can't believe that they did not give
I'm
an
sorry.
airtight investigation. You know.
Yeah. I know. I know.
Hey.
Jack, look at the little baby. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I'm like a little chihuahua that you're holding. Walking around. 100%, Mark. Look at the magnificence of that courthouse. You know, it shows you like this is what they're capable of. You know, this is the money they have, the resources they have, the power they have.
Well, they have unlimited money. I mean, it's our money. It's the taxpayer money, and we want a refund.
No kidding.
Ah, there she is! Yes, she is! There's Boozy.
Boozy! I need to talk to her. I haven't talked to her in a couple weeks.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
I just walk in the street. I'm very risky. Sorry.
I know you are. Ross, your wife's jaywalking.
I know. So this is Cheryl's. Look at this.
Cheryl. I love that. Is that like a special made for the windshield?
Yeah.
That's
sun out,
incredible.
There's a sign over here that says free carry, but I think the other side says, hold on, let me see. Yeah, look at this one. Bev for prison.
Bev for prison. Oh, Jesus. How funny.
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
talk about
are you hearing anything? Are you seeing anything on Twitter or anything?
I haven't really checked in about an hour. Let me kind of look.
Oh, sorry.
Let's see.
Yeah. So, what time is it? You know? Oh, 3:10, huh?
3:11.
But it can happen.
Back here at Dina's car, but this is why we're here. We're going to try to do this.
Indeed.
And it's a worldwide problem. But I mean, if they can start here and if we can get things done peacefully, I mean, it's a start. Then maybe the rest of the world can follow suit.
100%.
It has to be done. Oh, watch your back. Watch your back.
Oh, car. I feel like I'm on Wayne's World. Game on.
Yeah, so
oh my God. Well, thank you so much for showing us
yeah,
that.
I'm gonna I gotta call my daughter, check in on them. They're at the park on the street, I think. I gotta go get them, but I'm gonna charge my phone. But if anything happens, I'll let you know and I'll come
All
back
right.
on.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
jump back on anytime. Love you.
All right, love you. Have a good day.
You too. Brandi, everybody. Woohoo! All right, we still have the fan right now. Yes, Mark, I'm in Florida. And it was wicked awesome. I mean, the amount of presence and support, it's just so powerful. This is and people like Brandi are part of what keeps Karen going, just as much as the donations to her defense fund mean to Karen, this means the world to Karen too. This is giving her the drive and the focus and the energy to keep going. Moni, yeah, I was so upset to see all that as well. I don't know all the details of that case, but I've heard that it's basically Karen on steroids. So, so you're in Florida as well. That's awesome. Floridians for Karen. FKR Florida. Mark, I don't know if you've done any standouts. I've organized one here. I'm in the Panhandle. So I don't know if I know they did a couple in Orlando. I don't know where else in Florida they may have had one or two of them, but here, let's pull the fan down and bring back up Mr. Howie Carr. Let's see here. And I still have in the background the courtroom. So we won't miss anything. Promise. All right, here we go. So Brennan couldn't even bring himself to handle the back and forth with the defense and the judges over the jury charges. Instead, he left it to his minion, Adam Lally, the chain-smoking sack prosecutor who handled the first miscarriage of justice last summer. Lally's job was to stop any mentions of the vicious dog, Chloe/Cora, that now missing German Shepherd figured significantly into the testimony about the animal bites on the victim's arm that Brennan claimed were made by those mysterious pieces of taillight. Oh, hang on 1 second. All right, Nan might be joining. Nicki's going to be coming in soon. Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. I got a lot of messages. All right, there we go. So it is currently 3:15. No verdict yet. All right. Jess Machado said there is no court Thursday or Friday. Why? So if a verdict isn't in by Wednesday, then we will be back next Monday. What the hell? Why are you giving the jurors, Beverly, that much time at home where they have to avoid social media, basically, and they're at risk of Bukkake showing up at their house? You know? Oh, Juneteenth is Thursday? Okay. Close to the villages. All right, back to Howie. Despite riding the pine all these weeks, Lally came off the bench in mid-season form. All dialogue guaranteed verbatim. I would remind the court that there's absolutely no evidence, none, not even a scintilla of evidence of a dog. There is no evidence of an absence of a dog. You have Miss McCabe testifying that she didn't see it in the morning, which does not equate to there being an absence of a dog there. May we quote you on that, Mr. Lally? By the way, Mr. Lally, this is the same Jen McCabe who, when asked her name by the FBI, replied, Nicole Albert. And who then, after fleeing the G-men, later lied to them about how many of her co-conspirators or friends that she had called after being surprised by the feds. Very normal behavior by people who have nothing to hide, right? But it's almost over now. This second attempted lynching of Karen Reed. please, God, don't let the hackerama fix the jury again. After she's acquitted, we can all enjoy a celebratory dinner. Ham sandwiches all around. Fucking men. Good job, Howie. We're going to pull up another one. I want to know what he has to say about the closing arguments. Oh, but first, Christina's here. Hey.
Hey, honey.
I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you. Some shop on Etsy. I can't remember which one. Sorry.
I am all about it. Guys, this is one of the channel moderators, Christina. You've probably seen her in the chat if you are not new to this channel. And she's from Indiana.
That I am. I actually saw one of the. I'm good.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay. It's been a long, long day. It's been a long 8 weeks as well.
It has. It's been a long 3 years.
Yeah. And I didn't find out about this case until January of last year. It actually came up on my For You page on TikTok, and I went straight over and watched a pretrial hearing, and then it showed me Aiden, and I went straight to him, and I've been listening and watching the case ever since. So I haven't even known about it until last year, right before the first trial.
Yeah, the first trial had already started when I first heard about it, but I had to go back and watch everything. And for me, it actually was kind of inverted. Inverted.
Yeah.
Because it took me a long time to hear about Aiden. You know, I was getting Karen stuff from other sources. And yeah, Aiden I found later on, but yeah, it's just wild to me. Because I was telling people before that I was trying desperately to find that proof that the Commonwealth had. Like, well, what do they have on her?
Yeah.
You know? And every single thing that seemed to be a point on the scoreboard for the Commonwealth, there were like 18 problems with that evidence. You know? Just wild.
It's wild to see I've started watching trials. I started watching the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. And then from there, I went to the Johnny Depp trial, which obviously one's criminal, one is civil. But to see how different states and commonwealths run their courtroom, it's Massachusetts is craziness.
Yes.
So
yes.
I feel horrible for Norfolk County citizens over there. I just hope that they can get Morrissey out and they don't have to deal with this any longer. And I'm just praying that Karen gets the answer that she deserves finally after 3 years. Her and her family, they deserve it. I see Mr. and Mrs. Reed day in and day out, and they're, you can tell that they're tired, and it's just
certainly
we have to at some point they have to be given a break. I mean, Officer John O'Keefe was a tragedy in itself, but what is happening to the Reed family is also a tragedy. They are going through this as well. Yep. So I think people really need to think about that and stop villainizing the Reeds as like an accomplice to something that happened, which is completely not the case. So
they are parents supporting their daughter, whether Karen did it or not. They are two parents just trying to help their daughter through a nightmare.
Right. And honestly, I don't think I could be as classy as they are.
Oh yeah, I would
no kidding. Bug it out if that was my daughter, but
I would have had to have been bound and gagged for sure.
Right. Right.
Mark says, I see the 227 on your wall. I had this made on Amazon. It's like a small business who advertises through them. But yeah, you can have whatever you want put up there to an extent, within a certain number of characters. But yeah, put Gen 227
That's great.
up on the wall. And I was saying earlier, like, how poetic would it be if we actually got a verdict read
Because
at
there has been a lot of things that has happened on 227 throughout the trial, and how many pages certain stuff is. 227 pages for Jen's, grand jury testimony.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's just like, yes. So
yeah, she swore in for this trial at 227.
Yes. So,
Weird.
It's very weird.
The universe is trying to tell you something.
Yes, I believe the same thing.
Just
I
saying.
believe that.
John is talking to us. Give me 1 second. I'm going to take my headphones off so I can throw my hoodie the rest of the way on, and then I'll pop right back.
All right. I know it's kind of cold in my apartment too. I might have to go grab a hoodie after Britt does. There's so many people in Dedham. Oh, it's so great to see. Has to be at least 1,000 people, I would think. Oh, my cats.
Oh yeah, it looks like it. It looks like about 1,000.
Yes.
So
nice.
Brandi hopped on for a few minutes and was kind of, walking us around. If you saw any of that, and then
I saw a little bit.
And then Jason Broyles also was here, and kind of just describing what he's seeing out there. And I'm so glad that Karen has a turnout again. When I went up there, the buffer zone was still at its peak as far as the overreach, and it was also freezing cold, even though it was May.
Yes.
It was so cold and rainy when I was up there. And there just weren't as many showing up. And oh, Mark, I just noticed that your birthday is 227. I just read that. Oh my God. Do not leave this chat, Mark. You have to stay.
You're a good luck charm.
Yes, you are. But yeah, it was just, it was frigid. People weren't really, there was a handful. And I got to tell you, I was so moved several times to tears to see that handful of steadfast people who show up every day of that trial. They get there at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
They pray. They recite the Pledge of Allegiance. They read something aloud that is encouraging for Karen and her family and her defense team. And then by 8 o'clock, they have to herd themselves like cattle outside of the buffer zone, where they can wear, whatever they want. They can wear pink and hold signs and say whatever they wanted. And they would stay there until Karen would drive by. And they literally did that. Miserable. I mean, they're freezing, they're wet, they're hot, they're, whatever the weather is. They would do that every morning before they had to take their kids to school, go to their job, whatever it is that they do with their day. But every morning they made sure that when Karen drove by to have the Commonwealth try to hand her ass to her, that she saw that support waiting outside for her.
when you were there that day, I cried with you. It's emotional to see her going through this and still keep that smile on her face. And
Mhm.
I mean, it's just I could not imagine being in her position, but she's a strong woman. I know she'll get
Oh,
through it
definitely.
whatever the jury comes to. I know she'll get through it, and she'll have all of us to help her get through it with her. And
Yep.
there's so many creators and so many of the main people from FKR who will do anything for anybody. They'll give you the shirt off their back. And it's just
And
it's nice to be a part of something like that, because I mean, this day and age, everything's just, it's not always positive, and
no,
it's nice to have a movement that tries to stay positive for Karen, and that's what she needs.
1,000%. And I am pledging right now, if for some reason we have another hung jury, another mistrial, another anything to where Karen has to go through this a third time, which the Commonwealth has done it before.
Oh yeah.
They will do what they have to do
Yes, they will.
to get what they want. If this happens again, I am pledging right now to hold a fundraiser for Karen at least once a month. I don't
Yes.
care what I've got going on with my job. I don't care what I've got going on with my family. Once a month, I will hold a virtual fundraiser for Karen if she has to go through this a third time. Because I don't know if her attorneys can afford to continue going pro bono for her.
Right.
If this happens again, she's gonna have to pay them again.
Yes, she
Probably.
will.
Or find different attorneys.
And how harsh would that be to have to find another set of attorneys?
I
Wow.
mean, I'm sure there are plenty who would step up for her. I feel like Larry Foreman 1,000% would. I feel like Melanie, Betero, they all would try to do what they can for her as well, So I have no doubt she would find solid attorneys, but Yannetti, Jackson, and Alessi haven't taken a dime from her in over a year, or in about a year.
Right.
And that she is their top priority case.
Oh yes.
Too.
Oh yeah.
All the other stuff they're working on is on the back burner for her. And it's not sustainable, not sustainable for them. They
No.
have to accept money from clients.
Well, right.
That's
They
how
also
they
have to
eat.
live too. Yes,
Yeah,
they
that's
have to
how
live.
they
They have
eat
families.
and pay for their homes and, all that. They've got bills.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Mark, God is 100% watching. 100%. I wonder if I can add Twitter. I forgot to put Twitter on here. Nope, completely forgot. And I can't add it now. Oh well. Anywho.
I saw somebody in the chat was talking about Richard Allen's case.
Yeah,
and
Moni.
So Judge Gall married my husband and I back in July of 2001. She was our hometown felony court judge in my hometown of Fort Wayne, Indiana. And so Judge Gall was a 2-strike type of judge. If you got in trouble twice, that was it. You were done. You didn't get 3 strikes with her. So we all respected her growing up. And then she took this case from Richard Allen and completely changed my perspective on Judge Gall. She is,
Christina, you have to get a divorce and then get married again.
That's what I told my husband.
Cannot stand. Go get remarried, like immediately, but you have to get divorced.
And it's so crazy too, because she gave us a piece of advice after we said I do that I still remember to this day.
What'd she
That my
say?
husband, so basically she was like, remember remember when you get to a point where you feel like you don't want to go on, remember this moment right here and just live your life and go party. That's what she said to us.
Go party?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
No. Nope. And and we were scared. She was the hometown judge that we went to for field trips and all that. She would show us around. So everybody was scared of Judge Gall. But she held you accountable. But
Holy
this
crap.
right here is complete. I've never seen anything like it ever.
So have there been, sorry, I'm taking some insulin. Have there been any developments since the sentencing?
Not really. I follow Bob and Allie because they've been on it forever. So not that I have seen, but also I've been really preoccupied with this trial right here. So I haven't really watched anything of theirs if it has Richard Allen on it since they've started doing the Karen Reed trial. So I have not heard anything recently about his trial, no, or about his sentence. So
yeah, everybody who has talked to me about the Richard Allen case, you know how busy I am. I barely have time for, the Massachusetts cases, but everyone I've had a dialogue with about Richard Allen's case has said to me that it's Karen Reed on steroids.
Yeah.
Like,
Melanie
that
went over a couple of motions one day when it was during it was in between trial 1 and trial 2. And she just threw some motions up from the state of Indiana, the prosecution that was prosecuting that case. And it was just insane, these motions. She was like, it's like Karen Reed on crack, really. It's disgusting, the lies that would be in these motions from people who are supposed to be morally inept. So it's just, I just don't understand how prosecutors don't have a moral, how do you look at yourself in the morning? How?
Right. I've always related it, or at least since my eyes have been open to all this, I've related it to a used car salesman mentality. It's just like, get the conviction and go on to the next one. I don't see, I don't see trying to find the truth anymore. I don't see people reviewing the evidence and saying, we're charging the wrong person here, or we don't have enough here. We need to reroute, recalculate it. Where is your sense of justice if you are just going to plow through a case come hell or high water? I don't understand.
I know, it literally leaves you speechless. You're just literally like, how is this real life? So, right. It's disgusting is what it is.
It absolutely is. And I was watching a case out of Alabama before. And this girl had basically been beaten and held hostage for a couple days by a man. And she found a way to kind of outsmart him, so to speak, and got him to let her brother into the apartment. And then the brother sensed that something was off, even though the guy was telling her, you need to act like everything's fine or else I'm going to shoot you, or what, whatever his threat was. But you just need to act like there's nothing going on and I'm just a house guest. So brother comes in and he could tell, and oh, by the way, he saw some of her bruises and injuries as well. And so he approached the guy. They ended up getting into a physical altercation, and the brother was losing badly. So the girl got a hold of the weapon, shot the guy who had been holding her hostage.
Okay.
They charged her with murder. And oh, by the way, he had held other women hostage. His ex-wife came forward and said, "Oh yeah, this guy duct taped me to a chair for 3 days." His own family was coming forward and saying, whatever she did to him, we can guarantee it was self-defense. And they still were charging her with murder. And what ended up happening was they offered her a plea bargain of like 6 months. Nicki's here. Sorry, Nicki. Hey, I don't know how long you've been sitting there. I was getting into it about the Brittany, I think her name's Brittany Smith.
5 hours. You're good.
I know who you're talking about. I know that case. Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I mean, his own family was coming forward saying, yeah, this guy is a wackadoo. Like, he was absolutely engaging in something where she probably was defending herself, and that was her defense, was that it was self-defense, and they still didn't drop it. And then they offer her a 6-month plea, and this is a single mom with 2 or 3 kids who, she had been clean for 2 years. She was just getting custody back of them, and she had to weigh the balance of that, like that versus 30 years. Well, you know what? If you offer me a plea deal of 6 months, that tells me that you don't really think I'm a menace and a threat to society.
Exactly.
If you're willing to let me out after 6 months, you don't think I really did anything wrong. Because if you did think that I murdered this man, then you would want me in prison for the rest of my natural life to ensure that I don't do it to somebody else.
Right.
So, what the hell? They don't really think she's a danger to others. And because she was thinking about her kids to prevent them from, becoming wards of the state, basically, she took the plea. Oh, not to mention, she couldn't afford a good defense attorney.
Right.
Either. She did qualify for a public defender, which that alone, a lot of people don't qualify for. In a lot of states, you make more than like $30,000 a year as your full household income or something. It depends on the state, but then you don't qualify for a public defender. She qualified, but she didn't have a lot of confidence in his abilities. Now, there were a couple things that she did lie about too, which she had reason to.
Right.
One that I recall from the top of my head was that when she dialed 911, her brother said to her, "Tell the police I shot him." SB, that happened in Jackson County, Alabama. Jackson County, Alabama. So the brother, what happened to Nicki?
Oh, where'd she go?
Nicki. So her brother said, "Tell them that I was the one who pulled the trigger, not you." Because, they don't treat women the same way they treat men.
Right.
She's back.
Sorry.
We found her. You're
Wipe
fine.
myself out.
I was trying to see the chat. I don't know how this StreamYard thing works. Remember, I'm a TikTok girl, so like all of this is, foreign to me. So, Christina, good to see you, love. I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you,
I love
Nicki.
her
Good to
shirt
see you
too.
too.
And look at Britt looking so pretty always. No,
I
sorry.
know.
Go ahead.
I got my Karen gear, my
I love
Karen
it.
Sandra and Just on Route gear.
I love it.
Guys, these are the moderators of the channel. They are the heroes who keep the trolls at bay around here. And this is a fun channel to hang out in because of Christina and Nicki. So, and Brandi, of course.
We couldn't be here if it wasn't for you, my love. So you're good. We're happy to be here. We're happy. I'm happy to mod when I can, but it's like, but let me tell you something about Miss Christina. Okay. This woman is a powerhouse. She comes with the notes. She comes with receipts. She's everywhere. I don't know how you have the energy, plus with the family and the girl. Just saying. I'm just saying. So, anyway. But yeah. So where are we on Verdict Watch? Because I had a show Saturday. I put my iPad somewhere. Can't find it. So, it's fine.
We're about
7 hours in?
Well, I'm just wondering what time is she letting them go today? It's Monday, so she's not going to the Cape. I know Thursday's the day off.
Mm-hmm.
Friday they're going to be off too. They're going to get a 5-day.
Of course they are. Isn't important or anything.
Yep. So as of right now, if there is no verdict, then they'll come back tomorrow. And if they don't get a verdict tomorrow, they'll return Monday. Which I don't like.
What about Wednesday?
Tomorrow. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I thought today was Tuesday. Sorry.
You're okay. No, you're good. You're good.
So, yeah, if we don't get a verdict, then by Wednesday. I'm sorry.
Okay,
we don't
so
get
prediction?
Wednesday, not guilty all the way down. If guilty on anything, it's the OUI. And I'm thinking either very tail end of the day today. I'm hoping for that. Or tomorrow at 2:27.
I have been praying that the verdict is read till 2:27 at 2:27, but knowing Bev and knowing what a petty bitch she can be, I think even if they come to her at like 2:15 and there's an opportunity for it to be read at 2:27, she's going to wait till like 3:50, whatever. She's not going to do it at 2:27 because she already knows. She already knows.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course she knows.
So did you already go over the motion this morning and the verdict form and all of that?
Nope. I was still pulling up Howie Carr.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been reading Howie Carr articles. I wanted to actually, before I move into that stuff, I want to read Howie's article about the closing arguments real quick. I think that'd be fun for us. And I just pulled up Twitter as well, so we can kind of keep an eye on the news.
Well, I got nothing. I got my phone that I'm talking to you beautiful ladies and the wonderful chat in, so I can't help you with nothing. Sorry. I'm just here to listen and add. That's it. Or else I'd pull it up for you too.
Here we go. Share screen, Boston Herald.
Look how good you're getting at this stuff. I'm so proud of you.
I know. I'm pushing the right buttons on the first try.
That is so awesome. I'm so proud of you. Oh, by the way, so I don't wear pink, not because I don't believe Karen Reed is innocent. Obviously I do, but I just don't own any pink. And well, I have a hoodie, but it's too hot. But I do have my pink Leo cup. And I still have my Buc-ee's Free Karen Reed chalkboard pink, Christina knows all about Buc-ee's. We're
yes, I do.
I love
we are Buc-ee. Oh my God, I love. We're getting one. Did you know that?
You're getting a Buc-ee's in Washington?
Yeah. Oh, look at those. How
Look
cute.
at those.
Nice. Look at
I've
that.
been
Yeah,
wearing these at work all week.
it'll probably be like in 2 years. I'm still waiting for, the In-N-Out to open in Ridgefield, but we'll see.
No, we don't have
Yeah.
In-N-Out here. We just
Y'all
have
don't
Check
know about
Valley.
In-N-Out. Let me tell you, life-changing. Like life-changing. Yeah. Anyway, it's all good. It's all good. Any In-N-Out fans in the chat? I can't see the chat, but if there are, let me know.
I will. All right, let's
Hey, and if my background noise gets too bad, let me know and I'll mute myself.
Okay. I can mute you too. I can.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah.
Then I'll let you have full control. You go ahead, honey.
Okay. Here we go. Howie. Whitey Bulger's pal Hank Brennan's latest humiliation by Howie Carr, Boston Herald Magazine. Do you suppose Stevie Fleming watched any of his old nemesis Hank Brennan's latest courtroom humiliations in Dedham last week? Probably not. The serial killing partner of Hank's late client and hero, Whitey Bulger, is 91 now. Stevie is locked away for life in some secret federal prison reserved for treacherous rat bastards like both Fleming and Bulger. But let the record show that it was the rifleman, quote unquote, who at Bulger's 2013 trial was the first witness to make a complete ass of Hank Brennan during one of his trademark nonsensical cross-examinations. Now, Brennan is the $250K special prosecutor in the second Karen Reed murder trial in Norfolk Superior Court. Traditionally, a prosecutor is supposed to be a white hat, a good guy, or, failing that, at least honest and truthful. It is a role for which Hammered Hank Brennan is spectacularly miscast. And so it was that he melted down at the end of the trial, first in another series of disastrous cross-examinations, and then in a bumblingly bad closing argument to the jury. Hallelujah. In his intermediate closing, Hank continued his unrelenting assault on the English language. At one point, telling the jury that, quote, the timeline is not in dispute. Not dispute, dispute. He also forgot the names of his own two fork-tongued expert witnesses, Shannon Burgess and Judson Welcher. He combined their names into a composite Shannon Welcher. At least he didn't get into his dental issues. Earlier in the week, with a forensic physician, Brennan inquired about teeth that he called incisors. Not incisors, incisors. They're not making mob mouthpieces like they used to, nor are the traditional Norfolk County jury intimidation tactics working anymore. At Reed's first trial last year, thug ex-boxing cop Brian Albert and his punk nephew Colin showed up to glare at the jury during closings. Both Alberts were no-shows Friday. Instead, the jurors had to file by a different Keystone cop, State Police Sergeant Yuri Buchanan. Members, can I get a what the duck emoji in the chat for Yuri? Oh boy. Buchanan is the as yet unfired member of the detective unit that strung up Karen Reed back in 2022. Yuri materialized at the courthouse Friday in a black suit with pants, cuffs absurdly above his ankles. My God.
Eye waters like no other.
Oh, man. The suit looked like something off the rack from KGB haberdashery to be worn only to a USSR. Oh, my God. Funeral in Vladimir. Oh, hang on. Vladivostok in 1977. Even more preposterous than Yuri's Sunday to-go meeting duds were his striped white socks, black suit, and white socks. Seriously, it was a full Kiev. He looked like one of the wild and crazy guys on SNL. When Karen Reed's lawyers spotted him lurking around the hall, glowering at the jury and channeling his sinister Iron Curtain heritage, they complained. Finally, the hulking moron fled back to his boss, DA Meatball Morrissey's lair. Maybe someone called 911 to report a suspicious rubber ducky sighting somewhere in Norfolk County. Squeaky, squeaky. Oh, I have rubber turtles too.
Oh, I like the rubber turtles.
Squeaky, squeaky. Okay. Maybe someone called 911 to report a suspicious rubber ducky sighting somewhere in Norfolk County, and he had to scramble to Milton with sirens blaring. Or perhaps a housewife in Avon posted something mean about Morrissey on Facebook and needed a good talking to in Yuri's broken English about a witness intimidation rap. This is how Buchanan earns the big bucks. $211,960 last year. And that's just what's documented, guys. Like, a lot of dirty cops take cash to not notice things.
Yeah.
So if he is dirty, he makes more than that.
Mm-hmm.
He loves screaming at young rubber ducky wielding moms almost as much as he relishes those $7.50 a shift, no heavy lifting F troop details at the airport. Oh my God. Howie. Despite fleeing his homeland, he now poses as a big Ukrainian patriot. Invincible in peace, invisible in war. That's Yuri.
Oh my God.
He's big into the war effort. Although oddly, he prefers banging on the hoods of double parking motorists dropping off their kids at Terminal C to returning to the old USSR to toss grenades at Russian tanks. Oh my God. Howie. Maybe that's why Yuri was roundly booed by Karen Reed supporters outside the courthouse as he took it on the lam Friday afternoon. Or perhaps the crowd was just appalled by his fortunate satirical choices. But getting back to Hank Brennan, I knew back in 2013 what a crappy lawyer he was when he got his head handed to him by Stevie Flemmi. The rifleman was testifying against his partner in a word I'm not going to repeat involving children and murder, Whitey Bulger. On cross, hammered Hank just kept yelling at Flemmi. The prosecutor finally complained to the judge that Brennan had no interest in questioning Flemmi and was merely trying to, quote, embarrass, humiliate, demean, and badger the witness over and over and over again. End quote. Sound familiar? You can't teach an old Bulger hack new tricks. During cross-examinations, Hank abandons himself to a bizarre obsession with food. Last week, FBI witness Dr. Andrew Rentschler, with Dr. Rentschler, he couldn't stop asking him about ham sandwiches. He returns to the subject again in his closing. Ham sandwiches. In 2013 with Flemmi, Brennan became fixated about the alleged gourmet dining in WITSEC, the federal prison system for snitches. Here's the direct dialogue. Brennan, it's like the Club Med of federal facilities? Flemmi, you really think so? You have a store at your prison that doubles as a delicatessen. That is completely ridiculous. Can you get a ribeye steak? If I gave some of that food to my dog, he'd bite me. It was comic gold. And it wasn't like Flemmi couldn't have been dusted up. In 2018, he was back in federal court in Boston as a witness in a different mob murder case. On cross-examination, the first question Fleming was asked was how many murders he'd participated in over the decades. He had to think about it and add them all up in his head. Probably about 50, Fleming finally answered. Jesus Christ. After that admission, how much more did the jury need to know? Brennan could have come up with a decent question like that, or at least a less ridiculous one than the jailhouse stakes. But that would have required some thought. And as everyone can now see, to a battle of wits, Hammered Hank Brennan comes unarmed. On that fact, there can be no dispute. This might be Howie's best roast yet. One last question before
I
the
think
verdict.
it is. I like it.
Yeah. One last question before the verdict, and this one is for Yuri Buchanek. Comrade, how long do you have to wear those white socks to win the bet? Howie Carr, everybody, give him a shout. Oh, that made me happy.
That was good.
That was extremely good.
That was Howie Carr is amazing.
He's hilarious. I mean,
he is.
From time to time, he can be distasteful, but you know.
I mean, so can Turtle Boy, but that doesn't make his journalism any less amazing.
Very true.
That's exactly right.
So I did want to point up one thing. And granted, I don't have receipts, but it comes from a very credible source that who shall be unnamed, that the reason why Hank threw away his Sir rebuttal case with Maureen Hartnett, who is the DNA expert for the dog DNA, saying that there was only pig DNA, and bringing Welcher back up, Blue Man Group, was because what's the name of their company? Aperture. Aperture bosses have been watching the trial, even if Burgess and Welcher weren't, which, come on, we all know they were. And basically, they said after the x-rays came out, they said, we quit. We're done. We're out. We're out.
I mean, come on. Not Burgess, Welcher said that he didn't see any x-rays. He indicated that there weren't any.
But Hanky had them. He had them the whole time, and he hid them. They just happened to fall out of an envelope that the defense was able to get their hands on, because the defense didn't have it prior.
And I was saying this earlier. It is such a rare. There she is. It is such a rare. Oh, Hakuna Matata. It is such a rare opportunity for a prosecutor to have a second bite at the apple.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of having a rebuttal case and getting to have the last word like that. And yes, SB is 100% right. Hanky hid them.
Exactly. Well, and in Bev Cannoni's courtroom, you know, the prosecution has to win. So whatever she needs to do to help them get there, that's what she's going to do.
Yeah. I think that was the most upset. Aside from her ruling on the motion to dismiss, that was like 30 something pages.
2 of them.
But the written one, I was pretty mad about some of the things she said in that. But aside from that, this was the most upset I've been with a ruling of hers. To allow the prosecution to put on an entire rebuttal case.
Yeah.
The defense gets the last word. That's how it goes. Unless...
if you remember last time when Yannetti had put forth the motion regarding the verdict slip and all of that. She's like, well, do you have case law for me regarding like the OUI stuff? And he's like, nope, but I'll get it. And in the motion today, he cited a whole bunch of cases, and one of them was actually Karen Reed versus the Commonwealth.
Holy hell. Because remember, she actually bent on that and changed it.
Yeah.
Did
exactly.
he use it?
He did.
Oh my God.
But it was all written. She wouldn't allow him to speak.
Nope.
What in tarnation?
Yeah, she wouldn't allow him to
She
speak.
didn't rule on the she ruled on the motion in open court, and she wouldn't allow him to argue.
Yeah, she said, give me 10 minutes. And then she disappeared. And then later, I don't know how long it was. I wasn't timing it. She ruled on it where she wrote on the paper, denied, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Good Lord. Oh, I found the altercation between, when I say altercation, I'm putting that in big quotation marks, dripping in sarcasm, just so everybody knows. It was not a real altercation from my understanding. But let me go ahead and pull it up because, oh my God.
No idea what you're talking about, so I'm excited.
Well, yay, you get to find out. So, Aiden apparently got into it with John DePetro this morning.
Oh, again?
Again, yes.
Nice.
So
please tell me Turtle Boy owns him, because
he did.
He's going to, I'm sure.
Sure.
I'm sure.
Good.
All
I
right.
didn't see it. All right. Can't wait.
You had a chance to take the stand, and you took the fifth. You did. 227 falls. Your billboard and T-shirt is full. Think of that. Colin Albert is going to sue you for everything you have. You're going to have to give up all your money. Think of that. Ryan Albert, we support Turtle Boy. In the middle of the broadcast. She was drunk. She was drunk. How great was that? She was drunk, and then she pivoted. She was drunk. She was drunk.
They said, wait, I need to hear that again from the beginning. So he says, you took the fifth rather than taking the stand, which, you know, according to the law, that does not mean you're actually that you actually did anything criminal.
That's right.
There's just some significant conflicts in that case. So, oh my God. Okay, so you took the fifth rather than taking the stand, and then he just starts repeating himself. Yeah, he and Hank were made for each other, Amba.
Yep.
He and Hank are a match made in heaven.
Perfect.
You did. 227 falls. Your billboard and T-shirt is full. Think of that. Colin Albert is going to sue you for everything you have. You're going to have to give up all your money. Think of that. Ryan Albert, we support Turtle Boy. In the middle of the broadcast. She was drunk. She was drunk. How great was that? She was drunk, and then she pivoted. She was drunk. She was drunk.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so first of all, that is amazing. Okay, and good for Turtle Boy. He really knows how to keep his cool under pressure, because I would have turned around so fast and just word vomited all over this guy. You know what a piece of crap he is. That's me. but
No
you know,
kidding.
yeah,
I would have done the
absolutely.
same.
Yeah. So props to Aiden for exactly. But Colin is gonna own him and take him for everything he owns. For what? The 227 has already been proven in court, receipt upon receipt upon receipt. So what does Colin have to do with 227? Nothing. Goose egg,
Nothing.
right? Okay.
Can I say something? Can I say something really quick? Hold on.
Of course.
Sorry. It's SJ FaceTime. It's my grandson FaceTime time right now. So I have to get
Go
off
ahead
so I
and
can go
go.
talk to my grandson. I'll try
Go
to come
ahead.
if you guys are still
Pop
back.
back
If you
in
guys
whenever
are,
you want.
okay. All right.
All right, love.
Bye, guys.
Love
I can't
you.
read.
Okay.
Let's go.
Holy shit, Nicki, look at this. Can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
Look at this.
I can't read that. It's way too small. What does it say?
Sean McDonough is live right now saying the verdict is in.
Well, the FBI never came and stormed the
Yeah.
courthouse either. So, you know, I take that with a very large grain of salt.
And remember how long ago he said Proctor was fired?
Oh, yeah.
too?
Yeah. I mean, the guy. No.
Should I? I'm
Absolutely.
gonna pull it up just for a second. Fair use disclaimer.
There you go.
All right. What in the world? What is he saying?
True crime. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, I know.
Apicart is
Yeah.
referring to you.
Oh, okay.
Your favorite GS14.
Right.
Apparently, he never worked for me.
So listen. So true crime is going to come on tomorrow, Kenny. We have a commitment. This is going to be awesome. Awesome.
Magic, they are going home today.
We're at 13,000 people, Kenny. This is great. I don't know how the hell it happens, but Sean is. Sean's what? But anyways, hey, Kenny, I want to send.
Okay. I'm not gonna go too long.
So
Okay,
again,
reconvening
nothing.
at 4:20. Per Sue O'Connell. Let's see. Let me look her up real quick. Where do I search for things? Oh, here we go. Come on, keyboard. Work. Do your thing. Oh my God. Hang on. Let's see if Aiden has said anything.
Yeah. Aiden, Jess Machado.
Well, I can't type anything.
Olivia. Do you have a wireless keyboard?
Yes.
Is the battery
Okay, here
dead?
we go. No, I charged it last night. Okay, here we go. Karen Reed updates. Court is coming back at 4:20. We are told likely for the formal end of day closing. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so Sean is wrong again.
Great. Love it. Love that license plate. Freed. EAD.
Karen, yeah, me too. I love Richie. Guys,
Thanks,
if
Amber.
anyone here doesn't follow Microdots,
Oh God. He's so amazing.
please follow Microdots. Karen, parents, and the team are arriving back at the courthouse.
Well, not only that, but Richie was friends with John.
Yeah.
So that, you know, with that personal connection and everything, it just makes his work that much more, you know, impactful for me anyway, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, Melanie was wearing a Microdot shirt. Look at that. I love that. Melanie, she was wearing a Microdots hat this morning. So when I was checking in. Yeah, you know what to do at 420, right?
Oh, funny. Smoke break. Oh gosh. I hope it's a verdict though. I really hope it's actually a verdict.
Or as we like to call it, a safety meeting.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and pull up the fan here in a second. But Nicki, did you get to see Brandi kind of walking us around, or Jason Broyles from the courthouse? That it's amazing how many people are there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Did you see the video Friday of the team coming out wishing everybody happy Father's Day? And AJ, he was like, when they started screaming, he was like, quiet, quiet. And he held up the I love you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wishing all the dads and fathers. And of course, you know, AJ is just, you know, Mr. Hollywood, Mr. Showman, you know, I love that about him. And then David Yannetti was like, happy Father's Day to all the dads. And then Alessi, he goes, happy Father's Day to all the dads, all the fathers, all the mothers, daughters, and sons that support them. And he just went on. And I was like, that guy's got the sweetest soul. I cannot believe he is 67. Like, I want to see his
adorable people.
I need to see his birth certificate. I mean, there's no way that man is 67 years old. Absolutely not. He's in way better shape than I have ever been in my entire life. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
like,
he
crazy.
He has defied the aging process, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder what exactly he eats. I bet you a lot of free Karen Reed people are gonna go on like a special Alessi diet.
Yeah, right.
After
well,
this, like,
I mean, I know that he brings his food with him and that he's always eating. So I know that has a lot to do with it. That's my biggest problem is that I don't eat all day. I usually wait till like almost the end of the day before I put anything in my face, which is not good. So kids at home, don't try that. It's not good. But anyway, but yeah, like he's got his chicken breast, he's got his salads, he's got his vegetables, he's got this, he's got that. Like that big old heavy case that he takes, it's not all papers and files for the Reed case. It's got his big old lunchbox in there too.
It does. It does. Nicki, my sugar's going a little low. I'm gonna make a quick coffee and come right back. I'm gonna put the fan up.
Okay.
Here,
and there she went.
You can talk to the chat.
Okay, I can't see the chat, but I can talk to them. Yeah, you're good.
We've got Amba in here. She's talking the most. I know that you have a different kind of phone than I do, but there's a tab that says comments on it. So yeah, I'll leave this up for a little bit. And oh, you know what else I could probably do instead? That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so Dream Feed Media gave me permission today to share her music. She has written music for the Karen Reed trial.
Nice.
I'll keep the fan in the background running.
Or any of Derek Carney's videos, you know, regarding this too. He's so good too.
How dare you?
Yeah, he's so good. He's amazing.
Well,
so if I go to comments, it fills up the screen with just comments. So I can't.
Okay, so you can't like see yourself or me.
Well, I don't have to see myself. We're good. Okay, so Amba, he's so adorable. He is. If anybody has any questions about the trial or anything about Karen Reed part 1 or part 2, please feel free to put it in the chat. I will answer if I understand, if I have the answer. But I've been here since pre-trial season 1. So I don't know everything, but I know a bunch. I know more about that than I do a lot of stuff, actually. So yeah. So obviously we want let me see if I can do this. Here we go. Okay. Obviously we want 3 not guilties, right? I think the reason, and this is just my opinion, the reason why Karen decided she's the one that word is that she's the one that wanted to put that OUI in there the very last one on the lesser included for the second charge, because she's done. Like, she doesn't have another $5 million to go through this stuff again. And she would rather have an OUI charge than obviously the other two. And I know that there's a lot of conversations out there right now about, you know, oh, well, it's a minimum 2.5 years, or it's a minimum this, it's a minimum that. And unfortunately, with Kanoni being the one that is going to do the sentencing, it can be frightening. I mean, obviously very frightening, because it's like, you know, her biasness has been long gone. She is straight, full-fledged corrupt, in my opinion. But anyway, so I think she's just done with it. However, they don't have the .08. That retrograde extrapolation is junk science, because they can't say when she took her last drink. And remember, they probably gave her meds in the ambulance on the way to the hospital when she was being sectioned. Here we call it a 5150. I guess over there in Massachusetts, it's a section 12, but it means basically the same thing. You're a danger to yourself or others. And so obviously they're going to medicate her. Let's not forget that she also has MS, and she was dealing with Crohn's and some other, you know, really horrific medical conditions. And with that, I think it's going to affect whatever that BAC was when they did the retrograde extrapolation. She was never ticketed. She was never cited. There was nothing that had anything to do with an OUI charge. So should they convict her on that, and we're praying that they don't, but should they, there is so much room for any appellate attorney, which she has a great one, to just, you know, whoever the appellate judge is, they got to throw it out the window, because it's so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to say. All right, let me see if I can, nope. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, nope. All right, anyway. So there is a video that I saw on TikTok earlier. I think it was on TikTok, of the fan. And I can't remember the creator that did it, but it is hilarious. Obviously, it's AI, but it is so funny. And basically, the fan, you know, after the trial is over, you know, he gets down, he falls down from the ceiling, and, you know, he gets up, and it's like a little robot, you know, some of the fan arms or whatever you call them are gone, fan blades. And he's just, you know, walking around, doesn't know what to do, walking through the city, starts drinking, you know, is over by a bridge, and then he decides to rob a bank, and then the cops find him, and he's like in an alley somewhere with booze bottles around him, and they arrest him. It's just, yeah, it's pretty funny, because the fan didn't have a job anymore. So I thought that was really hilarious. I don't know if any of you guys saw that, but it was so funny. So, all right, let me see. Am I doing this correctly? I have no idea. I am so lost on here. I don't have a YouTube channel, so I'm, you know, lost at sea here. But again, if there's any questions, like, let a girl know. There she is.
Hey, so nothing yet?
Nothing yet. I mean, I was talking about the video that I saw on TikTok earlier of the fan. Once he gets fired from his job because the trial's over. It was pretty funny.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'll have to, I reposted it, but I'll try to find it again and send it to you later. But it's pretty funny. So I saw that Jason and Brandi were on earlier. That's great.
Yeah, they are still there, I think. Brandi, you know, she's there every day.
Oh yeah, she's diehard. We love Brandi. She's She's a boss witch with a B. Absolutely.
She is. And I hope that everything works out for her her charge.
Hey, hang on one second. Hang on.
Summons. Okay. Yes. So for those of you who don't know, Brandi received a summons to show up at the magistrate because she yelled peekaboo to Hank Brennan a few weeks ago. And they called it a buffer zone violation. And she didn't really yell it. She just kind of said it, and she didn't get anywhere near him. And
he laughed. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, he laughed at it.
Oh, is it 420
Here we go.
there? Yeah. Never mind.
Y'all can hear it, right?
We're back in session. You may be seated.
All right, jurors, we appreciate how hard you've worked today. It's been a long day. I'm going to send you home. So I do have to give you those cautions. Please do not discuss this case with anyone. Don't do any independent research or investigation into the case. If you happen to see, hear, or read anything about the case, please disregard it and let us know. Be careful with your social media use. When you leave here, just leave the case here. Literally, figuratively, just clear your heads. Beautiful day, get some fresh air, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Thank you.
All rise for the court, please. Jurors, call me.
I was really thinking we would get a verdict today.
You know, you're only the ones holding a woman's life literally in your hands. But hey, forget about it. Go enjoy the weather. Go touch some grass. Oh, there's the Elestinator age. Look at them. What a dream team. Love them too much.
The whole O'Keefe family is wearing blue, of course.
Of course.
Oh, they're the only blue shirts
So
there.
we'll see everybody tomorrow morning, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Oh boy. So let's find the motions.
So I think if they don't come up with a verdict tomorrow, I think I'm hoping Wednesday will be the day, because they're going to get a 5-day weekend. They are not going to want to come back. Like, they're going to be like, look, let's just get it over with, in my opinion.
Right.
Let's just
A
figure it
4-day
out.
weekend.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, let's just 4-day weekend. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
I can
I think
count.
If, this is just plain speculation here. But if I were on the jury and I didn't know anything about this case before I got in, I think I would be just what I'm imagining that they're not agreeing about is maybe the DUI.
100%. But here's the thing. There was no collision. John was not hit by a car. Karen did not hit John with her car. She hit his car that was parked in the driveway.
Well,
Period.
yeah, but I'm talking about the regular DUI that is not manslaughter. I think maybe they're hung up on that. And
right. That's what I'm saying. And that's kind of why she insisted on throwing it in there.
yeah.
You
I
know?
have to open my laptop to be able to type. 1 second.
Oh, yeah, that might help a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my keyboard. Here we go. X.com.
So, my car, if the doors are locked, if they're not completely unlocked, I can't open my gas tank or the gas tank cover thing. And so I remember calling my husband so many times, like, I can't get it open. I don't have a crowbar. What do I do? He's like, unlock the car, Nicki. Unlock the car. Your car will not. Okay.
Oh,
You think
dear.
I'd remember, but no, I never do. Never. Never, never.
Never, ever, ever.
Never, ever.
Right.
Oh, hang on. There's comments. Hang on. Let me see. She does have dangly earrings, SB. Yeah, you know she did that on purpose, right? Like 100% did that on purpose. She's like, look at my ear. She didn't do her hair, but she definitely wore the earrings. For sure. Well, I'm not going to say she didn't do her hair. Last trial, especially when Dr. Wolf was on the stand, homegirl got a blowout like right before.
She did.
And she was wearing lipstick that day. So
I noticed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice. So Baker messaged me and said that he's going to be directing all his viewers here.
Oh, nice.
So
He's amazing, isn't he?
We'll get a Baker raid. Yeah, look at this present. I mean, this is.
How's everybody feeling? Good?
Make it big.
All right, let's do a quick
There you
walkthrough of the crowd, see how everyone's doing.
Love it.
How you guys doing? What's going on, brother? How are you? Good job. Thank you. Good. Yeah, actually, I'll be right back. I just want to do a quick walkthrough just to get everyone here.
I love it.
How's everybody feeling? You're looking good, my man. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr.
How's it going?
Look who I just bumped into.
Oh, I can't see. Oh, nice. This is the crowd out here today. How's everybody feeling? Good?
Be right back.
Two more hours. We need a verdict today. We need a verdict today.
I'll be right back.
How's everybody doing?
Okay.
Awesome. Wow, look at this crowd, man. Look at this crowd, dude. Hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Not guilty, right? Yes. How's everybody? Awesome. Hold on. Look at this crowd, dude. Look at this shit. How's everybody doing? Spirits good?
Hey.
Rita!
2 more hours for not guilty. We got about 2 more hours. Tommy, how we doing, buddy?
I'll do it.
2
I'll do
more
it,
hours,
Mommy.
right? How's everybody doing? Look at this crowd. This is awesome. How's everybody doing? Hello. How we doing over here? How's everybody feeling? All right? This is awesome.
I'll do it, Monica.
2 more hours. Not guilty. Not guilty. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. How's it going? Look at this crowd. Wow. Hello. 2 more hours to get not guilty. I'm feeling it. Nothing. I got
Hello,
nothing.
everyone.
I know what I'm saying. I got no insight. If I did, yeah. All right. Hello. How's everybody doing? What's up, Raven? What's up?
I just got here. Did she take a picture
Yeah,
of you and I?
yeah. I'm just doing a quick walkthrough of the crowd.
All right.
I'm just trying to get everybody on film. I'm just gonna walk. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk down here and back, and I'll get you on the way back. Okay?
I'm right here with the
I just
dog.
want to get the whole presentation here. Hello. How's everybody feeling? 2 more hours. 2 more hours. We can do this.
2 more hours.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Not guilty.
You guys feeling it?
I'm feeling it.
Not guilty. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. How are we feeling? Yes, she is. Hello. Not guilty, right? Here we go. We're feeling it. Awesome. Awesome. Here it is. Here it is. Couple more hours left in the day.
I'm a Microdots member.
Microdots. Awesome. Yes. Awesome. This is fantastic. How you guys feeling?
Feeling good.
Feeling the acquittal? Let's do
Oh,
it.
I talked to those
Might
ladies
as well
today.
do it today. So there we go. Awesome. 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 Woo.
Fantastic. The turnout was amazing today. We got a couple of walkthroughs from Jason Broyles, not Haley. Oh, there's Vinnie Politan. He is splitting the baby by wearing a purple tie. Oh, there's Jess Machado. Okay. So here is the very nice verdict slip that was denied, no stairway, by Beverly. And look how much cleaner, clearer and easy to follow this is. This was the proposed verdict slip from, let me see if I can make this bigger somehow. I don't think so. We'll maybe open it in a new tab. Whatever. So it says, offense number 1, murder in the second degree. In the above entitled case, we, the jury, say the defendant is crime charged, murder in the second degree. Box for not guilty, box for guilty, date it, signature of the foreperson. Manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor. In the above entitled case, we, the jury, say that the defendant is, and look, there's a not guilty and a guilty, and a not guilty and a guilty, and a not guilty and a guilty. It's just so easy to understand. And you have to idiot proof this shit. Hello, Gina. Welcome. Mark. All right. You have a great day. Thank you for coming. Oh, Baker is in backstage. Welcome in, my friend.
How can you have this in white mode? You know,
In
StreamYard
what?
has a dark mode.
Does it?
It's just if you right click and open picture in another tab, you can enlarge it.
Oh, there we go. No.
And then you just choose that tab instead.
Open image in new tab. Okay. Here, let me remove that. I'm still figuring out how to press all the right buttons.
Well, that's a story of my life.
Well, thank you for the suggestion. Here we go. Let's see if I can. Yeah. Can you guys see this a little better? Oh, Valhalla, wait. Send me your actual username and I will wrench you. Okay? I'm sure you feel so strange without your wrench.
You can just go in your YouTube and touch the name and say wrench.
Brandon says, don't do it. Oh, yep. Monica, there's another. And then
Yeah, Monica.
I also need to share the link in this chat to Monica's Discord. I've been trying to figure out how to do that as well. And I will take the mansplaining. I need all the help I can get. So don't worry about it, Lefty. Oh, goodness. Oh, we have a super chat. Shoot, what do I do here? Lefty, $5 not to wrench him. Okay, Valhalla awaits. I'm sorry. I'm literally being paid not to make you a moderator. So
well, he will be in your DMs later crying and talking about how that sob story when he was 8 years old and he came home and his kitten and his puppy. It's a really bad story. He uses it on everyone.
Well,
but Lefty is just sad because he has 0% sway.
I do need one male moderator. All my moderators are female, and
Brandon.
It feels like an estrogen overload.
Brandon is going to be, well, he's trying to be my mod of the year. You have to live with you have to live with him pocket blocking people, and that's what he did. That's how he mods a lot.
That's hilarious. Holly Mack, hello, welcome. Says, hey, Britton Baker, how did you get over here so fast? I sent Baker a link earlier. I did not know he would be doing his own stream.
Well, I'm kind of the king of verdict watches. I started doing it back when Karen Thaler was tried. 38 hours That was a long verdict watch. So
How long was it? How
38
long was
hours.
it? 38
Th-
hours.
Yeah, and that's before I was smart enough to find another trial to play while we're waiting. So I was just talking for 38 hours.
My
17
gosh.
hours into the verdict watch, they just chucked out 2 jurors and put 2 new jurors into deliberation. I don't understand. They were just told, hey, go back and pretend you haven't discussed for 17 hours. But that case is really interesting. I still believe she was innocently convicted. That's Massachusetts as well.
That's also Massachusetts?
Yes, they actually brought her name up because she's convicted of unaliving her wife. It was famous. It's the first lesbian married couple where one unalived the other in Massachusetts. And the victim was found in ceiling paint, and ceiling paint apparently has some thing in it, so it's pink when you put it on, but it turns white after X amount of time. And they had an expert in. She had 2 hung jurors. She had 2 hung jurors. Then she got convicted, which was overturned because the expert didn't have the necessary knowledge, and that's actually why the defense tried to kick one of the state experts in Karen Reed. It's the Rentala case. Great case, but and she had the same defense lawyer that I think Jen McCabe, who I love that lawyer.
Kevin Reddington.
No, it was then it wasn't McCabe. It was Scapiccio. She was a ball of fire with the thickest Boston accent.
Rosemary.
Yeah. And she was doing it pro se for her as well.
She is a powerhouse, that woman.
Yeah.
She also got Sean Ellis, his conviction overturned after he wrongfully sat in prison for 20 years. Give me 2 seconds. I need to take my headphones off because the sun's starting to beat into this room.
Well, it's 10:30, so not that much sun.
There we go.
Now you can hear again.
Sorry about that.
But Valhalla, relax. She's a married woman. Calm down, guy. This is what I have to contend with all day long. And he's on my stream. That's
but that makes it more fun. You know?
Well, you're still new in class. I also have Brandon. And Brandon and Lefty, they might go a little
haywire.
When they get bored, they go funny.
It's fun that way.
Yeah.
So let's see this verdict slip. I don't see why Beverly didn't go ahead and just put this in front of the jury. Commonwealth versus Karen Reed, offense number 3, leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death, crime charged, leaving the scene, a big old box for not guilty, and another big old box for guilty. You date here, 4-person signs here. How is that denied?
Because I think Bev have one of those. She's one of those people who I'm right.
Yeah.
And even if it makes sense, even if it makes it clear and makes her have less trouble with running the case, she will still contend that, well, I'm smarter than you, so I don't want to listen to you. I think that's her biggest problem. And sadly, that's how most judges are.
Yeah, a little bit of a God complex.
Yeah, because they are gods. As I say, when everyone comes in and says, well, she's going to do this and that, and she can't do that, she can do whatever she wants. She's the queen. That's sadly how it is. But we're watching that from the PD River, and that judge, he just cracks down on them. I really like that guy because he's fair.
Yeah.
When either side makes something, he just kicks them.
Good grief. Oh, Holly Mack, thank you. I appreciate it. She just gifted 5 memberships. So for those of you who may have just gotten surprise memberships, you now have access to some of the most fun emoji on Twitter. I just created this free Karen Reed one. We have the Bettero bat signal. We have some what the duck emoji. So enjoy. Feel free to flood the chat with that shit.
People,
But
that's why
thank
you
you
should subscribe to Brit, because she does something for her members. I don't do anything. I'm just
You don't.
me.
I have fun on Canva making emoji. So
Yeah, but
Oh
you
my
know
God.
all the when the YouTube tells you, hey, do members only streams, and I'm like, why? I like everyone. I like people who are members. That's not that, but I want everyone to participate because everyone's funny.
Sure.
So,
Absolutely. I mean, okay, so I tried to do one members only stream. I actually organized a free Karen Reed stand out here in Florida. And the night before, I was just going to sit down and make my signs with just members because I was trying to think of something to do with just the members. What I did by accident was I made the video available to all viewers, but only members could participate in the chat. So I completely screwed it up. And there were a couple people who literally became members just to get in the chat and tell me that I'm a dumbass and didn't said everything right and that they've been watching the whole time.
yeah, and it's I just like that everyone. The only thing I kind of do special for the members, I let my videos go out a little bit earlier, and then I when I do giveaways, Jamie forces me to, even though I can't do it because that would be having a lottery and that's not legal. She forces me to, one of my giveaway gifts is always members only. So but that's Jamie's fault. So I'm not legally bound by it.
I have puppy content for my members. So
That's funny, Viv. There's a
these
lot of
are my
do you need a beagle puppy?
A beagle puppy? No.
Yeah.
I don't need a beagle puppy. I have 3 dogs as it is. So this is my big American bully. His name is Bodie. He's 75 pounds of big baby. He hates thunderstorms, any loud noises. His 2 little sisters are the boss of him, even though he's the oldest and the brutest. He doesn't know his own size. If it starts storming outside, he will curl up in a ball on your shoulder on the couch. If he fits, he sits. And then this is Paisley, and she's the grumpy grandma of the group. She gives everybody a hard time. She's got the most expressive face, very judgmental. Here she is judging you. And this is Mitzi. She's my Frenchie. And I have a hard time getting up to get ready for work in the mornings because she loves to just curl up in my lap. And, you know, how do you tell that little angel that she has to move when she's sleeping so sweetly like that, you know?
But that's
How
why
do
you
do
need
it?
a beagle, because they'll wake the entire house up. No one is sleeping.
Mm-mm. No. And
We
I'm
have-
already outnumbered by dogs as it is, so I can't take
But-
any more.
Brandon is gonna get it if you don't get it. So and he already has one beagle, and he really doesn't want another one. But well, Brandon, you're stuck with another beagle.
Yep, Brandon gets
That's-
the beagle.
That's the mod of the year 2025 giveaway.
Yes, Valhalla. I'm a bully breed girl. I have been for a while. I've had lots of different breeds. I've had labs and poodle doodles and all that, but I love bullies. Love me some bully breeds. Everybody seems to love them. I'll bring Mitzi up for a stream sometime. So yeah, but that's typically what I do for my members. So
Yeah, well, They're nice people. Your members, mine, kind of sus.
Mine
No.
are good. I've got a good crowd. Yours seem really nice too, though. I've got to say, like it's 2 days in a row now. Everybody's been very nice. So, what do you think about the fact that after Wednesday, if we don't have a verdict, that they're coming back Monday?
In other cases, people will be forced to stay in a hotel room instead of going home. In
Right,
this case,
sequestered.
let's take a week off. Let's do 5 days here. Let's you work for an hour. Let's go home. It's horrendous that this is the level she goes to. It's but everyone is going crazy and thinking, why haven't they found out? I think they're stuck on the second charge again. I
Yep.
think if they were clear innocent or clear guilty, they would have been back within 4 hours. That's normally where I say that's the clear vote. But with this one, I think they're stuck, kind of like the first jury, somewhere in either manslaughter, vehicle homicide, or the DUI.
Yeah, that's what I think they're stuck on too. Denny, is that Alex Gray's artwork in your picture? Alex Gray does a lot of very interesting artwork. He did a lot of the album art for Tool. He did the Lateralis album and the 10,000 Days album. You're a Dane. I figured you would know Tool. They're not from Denmark, but metal, you know.
Well, the Danish metal we kind of know is Lars Ulrich from Metallica, and yeah, I think some Americans know Volbeat as well.
I love Volbeat.
Yeah, that's a big name. It's kind of because it's the mainstream because the king loves them and goes to their concerts, so that's kind of be the things.
That's so cool. I didn't know that the king likes Volbeat.
Yeah, he goes to the concerts, and well, he's pretty cool. Yeah, Warriors call us Volbeat.
Yeah.
Lefty, shut up. You know you're not allowed to mention Sweden when I'm around. But no, he goes to a lot of that, and I think it was at the Rammstein concert as well. So yeah, that was
sweet.
But he's kind of a cool guy. He used to be in our Navy SEAL, so he's not just an ordinary royal.
He sounds like an interesting king.
Well,
Brandon, yes, I like Schism. That's on the Lateralis album that I mentioned already that Alex Gray did the artwork for. Really, really cool album. You've got to listen to Tool. I'll send you a link to some of their music.
I probably know them, but I don't listen to a lot of music. I stream a lot. That's my big problem.
I hardly watch other people's streams. I don't know how people who stream find the time to watch a lot of other people's stuff. Usually I'll listen. Uh-oh.
I think you're back.
There we go. Sorry. I've had a great connection all day and then you showed up.
Well, I can tell you Tool played at Copenhagen last year, so they were in Denmark last year. Yep, everyone comes in and say, did you see Aiden's show last night? No, Aiden is really inconsiderate. He starts the show at 3 a.m. my time. So how did...
Oh my God.
And when you've been covering a case for 7 hours a day, you really don't need to know what Brother Counsel, Melanie Little, Rungel, what they think about it, because you have your own ideas. I got so much heat for having that thought that, hey, AJ could have done a little bit better in his closing. I still get heat for that. Had someone come in today and ask me, are you a lawyer? No, but no one on the jury is a lawyer either. So, hey, but...
yeah, it's about what the jury thinks at the end of the day.
Yeah, and So no, I don't watch much. If someone comes in and say, "Hey, you really need to check out what Better Rose said last night," I'll go check it out. But because I do this all day, I watch people who draw cartoons yell at the people who draw cartoons in the morning,
Yeah.
or I'll watch someone who play some stupid game or something. I need my relaxed time.
Yeah, Monday morning quarterback stuff, as they call it. It's an American football term.
I know
where-
what Monday morning we call them Monday.
Oh.
Call them Monday trainers because
Oh,
everyone
got it.
knows on Monday how your team should have played on Sunday.
Yep.
But
I always found that hilarious. But I mean that's all you're really looking at when you see this stuff. So oh yeah. Yeah, but I get it. He gets a lot of those it's his version of super chats. He gets a lot of them. People, when people pay money, they expect to have what they're saying being read. I would respect it just the same as him. So
yeah, but again, sometimes if you have like he has 10,000 people watching, people can feel a little overlooked. As you saw yesterday, I like that red question mark, and I'll try at least to style them and then come back to them if I find it's a good question.
yeah.
And because that hey, pay me to say things is Fubar is here too. Oh,
Thank you, Fubar.
yeah. Yeah, but people I hate that when people say I don't read anything unless it's a $20 super chat. I'm like, how privileged are you that anyone sends you a $2 super chat? And then
No
you're
kidding.
sitting there and say, "Oh, poor people, I don't like you." I find that so rude, but hey, that's just me. That's why
if I don't have a really long thing I want to say, then it's going to be a shorter dollar value. I go based on, they give you a character limit for each super chat. So if what I have to say is very short, then it's going to be $5 or less. But if it's longer, then I'll pay for the longer character limit.
And again, most streamers, if you see something interesting, I'll pull it up because hey, that's interesting. But
Precisely.
I actually took that my post-it idea from another channel, but they wouldn't do post-its unless it was, I think, $20 and up. And I was like, but $20 for you could be the same as $200 for someone else, and they really want to support your show, but they have the $2.
Exactly.
And you're saying that's not good enough for me. And I just find it so, even though I am a certified grifter.
Can you explain the post-it thing?
Well, for instance, Brandon sent and it's a $5, so it's a green post-it.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon has a special board because Brandon is a very generous guy. But then I'll put, this is the money I made on New Year's Day, for instance. So that got a space because it was a really good stream.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll put it on my board, and then I have, you can see that back there. That's all the super chats I've ever gotten. Is when the boards are filled up, I'll save them. It's just another way to recognize that someone paid a super chat. And again, it's
like
the
to
color
memorialize it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's another little thing because you can do the, hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
It came from Side Scrollers podcast, but I did the product enhancement.
I like
Valhalla's
that you color-coded it.
I'm gonna. Well, it's the same colors as you had it because in the beginning I just had white, and then I had like a box for every type. I still have it like in every type, but it's just another little way to say thank you. And every time I walk in, you can see my doors here. Every time I walk in, I'm reminded how generous people are and how lucky I am to do this and get paid for it.
Absolutely. Every streamer is just an idiot talking to a microphone without their chat.
Yeah.
none of us would be anywhere without the people who are observing and taking in the content. So I like that.
And like we talked about just before I jump over here, we talked about that 38 hours verdict watch. I think I had like a normal stream back then was 20 to 30, maybe 50 people on a good day.
Mhm.
And I still sat here every single day just putting out the same stream I did today. Well, today I played another trial, but back then I was just sitting there talking. I think a lot of people forget that that time where there was 2 people watching, and they sit here and say, well, you owe me. No, we owe you everything. And that's a good thing. That's why I keep it up, to keep humble and remind myself that I'm very, very, very lucky. I'm not like a Twisted Tragedies who sits there every time and say, I only made $40 today. I can't stream. Do you know how much StreamYard cost? Well, stop being a YouTuber then.
Yeah. Or get the free version of StreamYard.
Yeah. And
there's a version that's free that you don't pay for. You just have here, I'll show you. There's just a little StreamYard duck that goes at the top corner just like that. You don't get to have your Venmo or whatever you want to put up in the corner. It'll have the StreamYard duck, and
you can only stream like live stream 20 hours a month or a week or something like that.
Yeah, and then your backgrounds are limited to, like plain colors. You can't upload, I have like a Proctor one. You can't upload stuff like that. So that's all it really is. And then you can only stream, I think, to one platform at a time.
Yeah, but again, I just don't. What do they think people owe them? Well, I started a YouTube channel. So what? Right now, there's just a Can Read case. Probably there's 25, 30 new streamers covering that. You do have my whiteboard drawings to look forward to. That's the special one. I do that sometimes when it strikes me.
But yeah, I mean, starting a YouTube channel doesn't make you above anybody else.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, she's a true grifter. Yeah, because she's just constantly sitting. Well, I'm a really bad grifter still. You can buy my grifter merch. But that she's sitting there complaining every day. That's just, come on now. You should just be lucky that people want to watch you, because you have nothing to say. And she's just constantly talking over the testimony, sitting there with her. Well, I actually kind of am a paralegal because I've been following law since I was young, and it's really I'm really smart. That's not how you become a paralegal. That's not actually that.
Mm-mm.
That's yeah. Oh yeah, and we have Brandi. That's my when I have to show
I like
something.
it. I have some props, but I'm still, I'm just getting started. I'm trying to kind of figure out how I want to do everything. And the Proctor, formerly known as Trooper, you guys who haven't been here before will like this. Watch this.
All right, that's it. Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
Oh yeah, I use this a lot to. I don't know if you followed that. Garth Brooks was someone accused him of SA and described how he at one time she was talking about him holding her in the ankles, and
oh dear,
I had to, because I couldn't, because she said her back was hitting him, and I'm not sure how
that would work.
I'm a virgin, so I don't know how you.
Right.
I didn't understand that part, but yeah, that was a weird. I don't know if that case went anywhere, but reading that indictment was so much fun, especially when she said that he apparently had a tendency to. Well, she needed to keep her glasses on when he was spreading his load. because apparently he liked to do it. And I had a lot. I might have made a song for AJ, Alternative Juror, that's Buckets of Cum.
Oh my
Don't
gosh.
think about it. You said earlier Canva is fun. Don't let me have Suno and Canva because I will make weird stuff.
Yeah, I've started making some. I've started having a lot of fun with it. I didn't realize how much you were capable of doing on there. I thought it was limited to like some templates and you could change what it said and, you know, add some pictures. But before I knew it, I was, you know.
Yeah, and they have a really good sampling of everything you can use and make videos and stuff like that. But I'm gonna jump off because it's 11 o'clock and I need some sleep.
Well, thanks so
Thank
much
you
for
for-
hopping in.
Well, and everyone, be nice, and Valhalla, beg some more. You need that wrench. See you later. Bye.
Bye, Baker. Thanks for coming. Oh, goodness. That was funny. Oh, Valhalla, you don't know Eddie Murphy was the voice of Mushu, the dragon? Nobody dubbed the voice. That's actually Eddie Murphy.
All right, that's it. Dishonor. Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
So that comes up every time Proctor is mentioned because he was dishonorably discharged. So, oh, Holly knew. 10,000 cool points to Holly. Yeah, he's hilarious. I mean, he definitely gets a little raunchy sometimes. He had that early 90s humor. Oh my God, Baker is coming in with the dirt on Valhalla. Not allowed to watch Disney. Had an accident when watching Bambi. Oh no, what was the accident? Was it during the sad scene with Bambi's mom? Have you guys noticed that I can't name any Disney movie in which the main character had both parents in the house? That's just something I've noticed along the way. So, well, let's look back at the motion for the better verdict slip. Let's see. Here it is. Defendant's motion to amend verdict slip. I'm working on bringing it up, guys. I'm new at this. Bear with me. There's page 2. Open a new tab. And page 3. Open in new tab. Okay, and it looks like Jackson wrote this. Okay, here we go. Add to stage. Hallelujah. We got it. Defendant's motion to amend verdict slip. Now comes the defendant, Karen Reed, to request that this court modify its jury verdict slip from its current form. Ms. Reed submits that the proposed amended verdict slip improves clarity for the jury in understanding its task in reporting its verdict. The current verdict slip, particularly the slip for count 2, risks confusing the jury and thus causing errors. Respectfully, the present verdict slip is unclear and otherwise confusing. This lack of clarity and resultant risk of confusion and error can easily be minimized by tailoring and clarifying the verdict slip to better aid the jury in memorializing its verdict. Indeed, there is no compelling reason not to do so. Specifically, Ms. Reed proposes that the court use the verdict slip as attached as Exhibit A, which presents formatting changes, not substantive changes, to the court's verdict slip. So what they're saying is, we don't want to change what it says. We just want to rearrange the information in a way that it is more clear and easier to understand. That the jury has started deliberation does not preclude amendment. See Commonwealth versus Licciardi, affirming verdict slip revision during jury deliberations. Indeed, the court amended the jury verdict slip in Miss Reed's first trial while the jury was deliberating. Next page. Present page 2. Ba-ba-da-bee-bee-bee. Can you guys see it? Nope, you can't see it yet. Here we go. A verdict slip is a tool designed to aid the jury. Quote, a recognized means of reducing errors in the rendering and announcing of verdicts from Commonwealth versus Powers. It is well established that verdict slips are of no binding legal significance. A verdict, as a matter of law, requires a public announcement in open court. No verdict exists if none was announced. So sad, because that would have meant Karen not getting recharged with murder and leaving the scene, had that not been true. Because verdict slips are tools to aid the jury, their primary goal, in addition to ensuring a defendant's rights, should be clarity for the jury in both understanding its charge and reporting its verdict. From Commonwealth v. Clark, quote, crucially finding that the verdict slips only serves to confuse the jury. The current jury verdict slip has the real potential to confuse the jury and cause errors, particularly with respect to count 2, manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor, and its lesser included charges. The form does not explain the process the jury should follow while completing it. Although the court instructed the jury that the form should be completed from top down, the form itself does not provide instructions to stop after the jury has selected a given box. Moreover, the form presents the jury with only a single not guilty option applicable to count 2 in its entirety, juxtaposed with 4 guilty options, 1 for each charge. This imbalanced presentation visually favors the guilty options and risks creating bias towards a guilty verdict in degradation of Miss Reed's rights, in addition to creating the risks of confusion and errors. In furtherance of the salutary goals of maximizing clarity and avoiding error, Miss Reed proposes the verdict slip attached as Exhibit A. The proposed verdict slip has several benefits. First, the form includes clear step-by-step instructions explaining to the jury whether they should stop or continue based on their findings for a given charge. Hang on, I need to change the page for you guys. Meow, 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 meow. Here we go. Add to stage. There we go. Okay. Although Massachusetts law does not dictate how or in what order a jury must deliberate, the jury must return a verdict of the highest crime that has been proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Commonwealth v. Roth. The proposed verdict slip's clear instructions aid the jury in complying with that mandate. Additionally, the proposed verdict slip makes clear the jury's choice between guilty or not guilty for each separate charge, instead of presenting only a single not guilty option encompassing each and every charge that is part of count 2. So what Jackson is saying here is this actually is somewhat helpful to the Commonwealth because it also allows the jury to not get so confused that they end up saying not guilty on each subcharge of count 2. So, you know, he's kind of appealing to the Commonwealth on that, saying, look, both sides have something to gain here. This balanced presentation gives equal weight to both possible outcomes for each charge and avoids any implicit bias towards a guilty verdict, providing the jury with a clear choice between guilty or not guilty for each charge while following step-by-step instructions also minimizes the risk of confusion for the jury. It is beyond cavil that the proposed verdict slip is clearer than the current jury verdict slip. Ms. Reed respectfully requests that the court now substitute the attached verdict slip for the court's existing verdict slip for use in this case. Signed, sealed, delivered, Alan Jackson and Liza Little with her badass new haircut. So I was pretty shocked that that got denied today because the proposed verdict slip was beautiful. And that's all I have to say about that. It was so clear. It was so beautiful. It might have gotten, this proposed verdict slip could have gotten Hank more of a probability in getting a conviction on the OUI, not the manslaughter part, but just the OUI. So that's what I have to say about that. All right, guys. Well, I've been going for quite a while myself, and I need to make dinner. But I very, very much appreciate all of you coming in. Please thank Baker for me the next time you see him for bringing everybody in his chat. Oh, yeah, probably Holly. I want to go back and thank Holly Mack for gifting 5 memberships. Please enjoy your new emoji. Lefty, thank you very, very much for your super chat. It is much appreciated. That is growth serum for this baby channel. If you haven't already, please be sure to like this video. If you feel so led, please share it with a friend. This is not a secret club. So I will see you guys again very, very soon. It won't be tomorrow. I've got to go back to the office, but I'll be right there with you cheering. So free Karen Reed, the little Hunger Games. That was not a good whistle, but I tried. I will leave my other socials up here in case anybody wants to contact me. It also has my email. So this will be up for you for a little while after the outro video. So you guys take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. And I will see y'all around the internet tomorrow.